And here we go. It is the MJ Morning Show here on a Wednesday. Big day today. Got the conclave today, the picking of the Pope.
Yes.
Many of the experts are saying that they expect a new Pope by a Friday in the Vatican or in Italia. So will we? And I guess if we don't have a Pope by Friday, there's a problem.
Why?
There's a problem. I don't know. I'm just listening to the papal experts. So
The papal people?
the papal people leaders. Yeah. The papal people leaders. Yeah, so conclave. Oh, and Real ID goes into effect. Holy crap. They're saying that you got to show up at the airport 3 hours ahead of time if you don't have the star on your driver license.
Why so early? I mean, they can't make an exception, right? You have to have either a passport.
And again, some states call it a driver's license with an apostrophe S. Here in Florida, check your license. It doesn't say driver's license. It says driver license. Because technically, I am a driver. I'm not a driver's. So it is a driver license because I drove in today. I'm a driver. I'm not a driver's.
Yeah, but it's possessive. It's an apostrophe S.
I realize that.
I really like English.
Listen, you can make arguments both ways, but I'm just saying here in Florida, it's a driver license, not a driver's license. Check your ID. You'll see. But you got to have that gold star in the upper right hand corner starting today for Real ID. Now, there are ways to still get through. You can use a passport, but so many people don't have a passport. There are other ways they can ID you without the star, but it's going to take time. Apparently, they're going to segregate. I mean, it's like a lunch counter, apparently, in Montgomery, Alabama in 1952. All right?
I don't like the sound of that.
All right, so they're going to send you off to a different line, and they're saying this could take some time. And what we don't know, there's going to be a certain amount of grace period where you can get through without the real ID, but you have to go through enhanced screening, and that could take extra. So they're saying 3. All right, we'll get into this in more detail later on here on the MJ Morning Show. But two big things, Conclave picking the Popa and the real ID on the whole driver license thing. So Michelle will be flying back tomorrow from New York, and I'm going to ask her if she can be observant and then give us a full report on Friday morning on what she observed leaving New York with Julian, coming back for the summer. You know, the reason why Michelle is not here is because Julian's got to be out of his dorm tomorrow. So they're moving Julian out of the dorm today. Yeah, they rented like a Penske van or something, and they got to move all Julian's crap. And Julian, man, he's amassed some crap. They got to move him into some storage unit that they rented. I'm sure it's some exorbitant prices because it's New York City, and a 700 square foot apartment is $5,000 a month.
I was thinking about that. Would it be better just to get Julian like a storage unit?
I think it would be better to throw the crap into the Hudson River and just get new stuff next year.
No. I was talking about a storage unit to live in.
Oh,
I mean, there's people who've done that before with like a hot plate, like a little basin for water.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've seen that. Yeah. So Julian is moving out of his dorm. He's just concluded his sophomore year at NYU, and now he's going to be a rising junior, but Michelle's up there to move him out. That's why no Michelle today, no Michelle tomorrow. Michelle should be back on Friday. But what I'm saying is that I'm going to have Michelle be observant at LaGuardia when they go through security to see if there's any yammering going on, if she notices any line segregation, if there are any signs that say, hey, TSA pre-check, clear, for airports that don't have clear, that have clear. Tampa International does not have clear. I wish Tampa had clear. However, I got to be honest, I very rarely wait in any significant line at Tampa International when I fly, and I've been a TSA pre-checker since the inception of the program. So, but still, I do like clear in a lot of instances. So then you have what? You got the TSA pre-check, you got the clear, and then sometimes you even have clear with pre-check. That's a whole different deal. And then we're going to have the regular security line, and then what are we going to have? Another line? Regular security line with dopes that don't have the real ID, even though you've had until 2005 to get it. You've had 20 years to get the
it's
the
been
real.
A long time.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to have Michelle just kind of pay attention and maybe record some video in an area where you're not supposed to record video or take pictures.
She's the wrong person for that.
I know.
You are not going to sell that bill of goods to her.
Yeah, you're probably right. Busy Wednesday today. Michelle said, "Don't call her."
That's right.
She did.
She doesn't want to talk to us.
She said, "You better not call me." You know what that means? That's like telling a 5-year-old, "Don't push the red button."
I mean,
don't push the red button.
There's one way to guarantee we're going to call.
So I remember I had an Uncle Seymour.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, I had an Uncle Seymour. He was great. He was a great uncle. So
Seymour Schnitt?
No, it was Seymour Stanton.
Okay.
Yeah, Seymour, some other side of the family.
All right.
And he was, when I was a kid, he was like, I don't know, 75 years old. Great uncle. And this 75-year-old uncle was less mature than me at 5. So I remember where, like, my grandma's condo in Hollywood down in South Florida. And I remember I'm in the elevator and there's like a very inviting button that, it said alarm on it. And I go to push the button to see if it makes a noise. And my mom says, no, don't push that button. And Uncle Seymour was with Uncle Seymour pushes the button. He said, yeah, I want to know what happens when you push the button too. So Uncle Seymour just,
Was it the alarm button?
Yeah, it's the alarm button.
Yeah.
The bell, the old style bell going off. So that's my Uncle Seymour. We got a bunch of things going on as far as contest-wise. We will give away the third garage door opener. Some people are confusing garage door opener with garage door. I don't know how much more clear I've got to be. It's a Banco LiftMaster 87504 garage door opener. I mean, I even talk about like the camera and the 360 light ring, and you can open up your garage door from your app, on your phone and close it, and you can see the video of who's coming and going on your phone.
I mean, you give out the exact model number of the opener.
So, we've got another garage door opener to give away. This is our spectacular Mother's Day garage door opener contest, because we're giving away 5 of these all week. We gave one away on Monday. We gave one away on Tuesday, yesterday. We've got another opener to give away this morning. We've got another one tomorrow, and then we'll round it out. We'll end it on Friday with the 5th garage door opener. These are $1,000 prizes. This is not some janky, $89.99 opener from Sears circa 1981, okay? This is the top of the line LiftMaster garage door opener. It's $1,000 prize, and Banco is going to install this for you. It's all part of the deal. And, of course, if you want to enter, we're still taking entries on why Mom deserves a garage door opener for Mother's Day. Best Mother's Day prize ever. Best gift ever. And all you got to do is send an email, why Mom deserves a garage door opener, from Banco and the MJ Morning Show. Banco overhead doors. Best around for garage door anything. And you email it to mj@mjmorningshow.com. The other really big thing, and I'll get into the details on this next, the Cash Kitty is going to wrap on Friday.
Yeah.
So I think 5 p.m. on Friday is going to be the last day of the Cash Kitty. But then Monday, we start a local-only MJ Morning Show cash giveaway. We're going to give away $1,000 every single hour during the MJ Morning Show, 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock hours for 2 weeks straight. It's $40,000. Thanks to the Kemp Law Group for ponying it up, helping out with the contest. Yeah, it's all powered by the Kemp Law Group. So
maybe we should say it's sponsored by the.
It's what? It's brought to you by the Kemp Law Group.
Ponying up.
Yeah,
I've never heard that.
Hey, they're ponying up the cash.
That's a good
because there's no radio company that's going to give a single morning show, all that money to give away.
No, that's true.
I've got this sucker sponsored, man. But the bottom line is you've got $40,000 in cash for MJ Morning Show local listeners, folks. I mean, this is MJ Morning Show. It's not a national contest. This is us only, and that starts on Monday morning. All right, we're just beginning. This is a busy show today. I wouldn't miss one damn thing here. Yeah. Hey, did you hear the audio from Newark? Yeah, from like when the radios went down, the radar went down.
Yeah, for the 90 minutes that it went dark.
Yeah, I kind of wanted Michelle to fly into Newark to see if she'd make it, instead of flying into LaGuardia yesterday, but she already bought her LaGuardia tickets to go move Julian out of the dorm. All right, back in a second. MJ Morning Show. It's Q105, 104.7 FM. Shriner with inferior home mic quality with traffic.
Good morning. It's
is the MJ Morning Show, Q105, 104.7 FM, MJ and Fester. 621, Wednesday, Conclave Day. Yeah, also TSA Real ID goes into effect day. So heads up on that. We ought to see if we can take some calls later on, see if any folks that are traveling today have maybe talked to relatives and said, yeah, they got hosed up good at the airport. Maybe, because we're not going to be able to talk to the traveler because they're going to be getting on a plane or they're at the airport, but we might have a listener that's been in communication with a relative and they got all jammed up at the airport maybe,
I mean, how many people do you think are out there, MJ, that don't even care?
Oh, there's tons of them.
Haven't even done any of the steps.
Yeah, tons of them. Here's a deal on dementia. I just mentioned at the beginning of that song, I'm like, hey, coming up next, dementia. You're like, what the hell is MJ talking about? What, is MJ going to exhibit signs of dementia next?
We've been noticing that for several years
Yeah,
now.
just before Corey Hart started singing, and I might have nicked that intro just a shade. I said, coming up next, dementia. I wear my sunglasses. So there's a test that can determine whether you're prone or at greater risk for dementia, and you can do this at home.
A pre-dementia test?
Oh, yeah, listen, if you're in your 20s, your 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever, wherever you are on the age range, anyone can try this. And this is an indicator whether you might be at a greater risk for, it's two things. It's interesting. It's dementia and lung disease. So there are yes, it's bizarre.
Are the two related?
No, I have two different items on this.
Okay.
All right. The first one I saw was lung disease. All right. So there's a finger test. Don't hold up just one finger. And by the way, thank you for using just your index finger and not holding up a different finger as your one finger.
I didn't think of it in time.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have.
Yeah. It's all fingers.
Okay.
So for the first test to see if you're prone to lung disease there's a rare genetic condition that can make you more susceptible to a respiratory illness. And apparently, if you take your fingers and you hold them up, and bizarrely, I don't know why it's lung disease, and also this could be an indicator for dementia as well. I don't know why, but the finger test, you take your hand and do palm forward. All right, you got anyone that's driving? Maybe you shouldn't do this because you need to hold up one hand and then you need to use your other hand to do the maneuver. So maybe this is not a good thing to do while driving.
Maybe do it when you pull over.
Or, when you get to work, you can try this.
Yeah.
All right, or if you think you're not going to wreck your car, listen, I'm going to dissuade you from doing this while driving. But you take your palm, put your palm out, all right? Then hold your four fingers.
Yeah.
Your thumb's going to be dangling off to the side. Hold your four fingers up with your palm out, and then take your other hand and pull all four of your fingers backward. Pull your fingers toward you. Okay. And if there is an unnatural flexibility, that is a sign that you're more susceptible to lung disease. And apparently, on a whole separate note, a whole separate story and separate research, dementia. I don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it's called hypermobility. If you can pull your fingers back an unnatural amount, then that's called hypermobility.
I mean, there's a little give there, but
a little give is fine. It shouldn't be stiff as a board. I mean, it shouldn't crack off like a piece of Melba toast. All right.
That's a pretty good hand stretch.
Like a matzah cracker.
No,
it shouldn't snap off like that. So, around 20% of people have this hypermobile finger movement. And what that means is their joints will move backward beyond a reasonable, typical range of motion. Yeah, but and listen, for some people, it might not mean a thing, but there's around 20% of the people that are hypermobile. Scientists have discovered that there's some kind of correlation between pulling your fingers all the way back in an unnatural range, further than you'd expect, that some people are at a risk for lung disease and also dementia.
I guess I've seen people like that before, where they can press their fingers and they go back almost all the way to the top of their wrist.
You got a twofer. And unbelievably, these were two separate stories. These were not interconnected stories. I stumbled upon both of these things completely independently and hours apart yesterday. I'm like, what the bleep? Hey, what's going on here?
How long do you have to work in a dementia clinic before you realize something's up with people's hands?
Well, this is apparently
Science.
This is apparently science.
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 And if you're listening yesterday, I said to Michelle, hey, listen, too bad you're not flying into Newark to test out whether your plane will actually get there. Newark is a mess. Do you know, since the Newark meltdown, if you're going to New York, folks, this is a travel tip from me, MJ, on the MJ Morning Show. If you're going to the New York metropolitan area, and a lot of times when you search for flights, you can be specific. You can search for flights from Tampa to LaGuardia.
Right.
You can search for a flight from Tampa to JFK. You can search for a flight from Tampa to Newark. Hey, you can even search for a flight from Tampa to Westchester to HPN, which I've done that many times. When Julian was up in Connecticut at boarding school. That's a shoebox of an airport. So but I don't mind HPN unless you're departing, and they have a departure lounge with 4 gates the size of my garage. I swear.
I'm sure.
I swear. All right. So, or you can just search for New York area airports. Oh, and I'm leaving Islip out. I'm leaving Long Island.
Out on the island.
Yeah, I'm leaving Islip out. But a lot of times you can search for just area airports, and it'll give you options to fly into different. Here's the deal: you might want to avoid Newark because Newark is a freaking mess. And some of the audio from the air traffic snafu has come out where they lost not only radar contact, but they lost radio contact. I mean, we're talking about blind. You got flights flying in from all over the country, all over the world, and they're literally flying blind as Newark's radio and radar system went out for, they're saying, between 60 and 90 seconds.
They lost 3 radar scopes went black. They lost all the radios at approach. Just got told that approach lost all their radars. 3 of their 4 radar screens went black, and they have no frequencies.
And then listen to this. A number of controllers took a leave of absence because of mental anguish. Because of what happened. I think I read that 5 controllers, they already have a shortage. Newark already is running short. And 5 controllers have taken a temporary leave of absence because they're all mentaled up good.
It's a stressful job.
Yeah, it already is stressful. Pushing tin is already stressful enough without your Can you imagine? Can you imagine your radar and your radio goes out and you're responsible for thousands of lives in aircraft above? My God, the last thing you want is Jesse Pinkman's girlfriend's father from Breaking Bad and his distraction that caused the midair collision over Albuquerque with parts raining down on Walter White's house in the swimming pool. Remember that, Breaking Bad?
Never saw Breaking Bad.
Oh, you're such a
I
putz.
know.
Really?
It's on the list. But
Oh, my. Listen,
probably-
okay, all right, I get it. Michelle and I have a ton of things.
I have a
Listen,
list.
we just finished Yellowstone,
I,
and we binged it since January. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yellowstone was just not as.
some people loved it.
Yeah, it was all right.
Tell you what, though.
Tell you what, that sister, I want to strangle her.
Is that Beth?
Yeah. I forgot her name. You haven't even seen it. You know the name.
I just know.
What the hell?
I just know the character name.
All right.
I've heard that before.
All right, 6:31 at the MJ Morning Show. We're just getting rolling here, man. This is going to be a great show today, man. I've got so much great stuff, and we'll continue with Morons in the News next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105.
Yeah, I'm very concerned.
Yeah, you got to hold that up to MJTV. Yeah, hey,
Look
Andrew, get a
at
shot of that. Yeah, that's way, way far back.
I mean, we're no medical professionals, but if you can pull your fingers back that far.
No, that guy's screwed. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, we had a story in the last segment that if you hold your palm straight out and you hold your four fingers up straight and then you try to pull those fingers back toward you, if the range of motion is way too far back, like unnaturally far back, that scientists have found out that it increases your chance of lung disease. And then a whole separate story that I stumbled upon, also it could be a sign of dementia. I don't know what the correlation is or why the two, but this guy just sent Fester a picture, and that's like, that guy ought to be in a circus freak show or something.
The guy's like, hey, what do you think of this? And I'm like, I think you have lung disease.
What do I think of that? I think you're in big trouble, pal.
I think you're going to have dementia before you know it.
Yeah, like next week. All right. 6:40 at the MJ Morning Show. All right, let's do some morons in the news. This headline caught my attention from NBC down in Fort Myers. Man known to throw canned food around the neighborhood has been arrested after corn smashes through window.
He's known? Like he's done this before?
My God. A guy known. How would you like to be known? Or, I mean, would you expect to hear this? Yeah, there's a guy that's known for throwing canned food around the neighborhood. What, you always armed and dangerous with what? Del Monte string beans, you know?
When Publix has the BOGOs on the cans of corn, he stocks up.
Double-barreled.
That's right.
Yeah. So this guy apparently has been known to throw canned food items down in Southwest Florida at other people and objects, was arrested after he chucked a can of corn through a lady's window. Holy crap. Like... Yeah, I guess back on April 25th, a woman down in Port Charlotte called the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office to say, hey, someone threw a can of corn through her window. She was at a neighbor's house. Then, while she was outside, she hears shattering, breaking glass. So the woman then turns toward where she heard the noise, and she found one of her neighbors, Erise Ernest Saintville, 38 years old, running from another neighbor's home and back toward his. And according to the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office affidavit, the left front window of this woman's house was smashed as if something was hurled through the window's glass.
That sucks.
Yeah, I mean, this is terrible. Yeah, the cops determined that this dude chucked a can of Del Monte corn through her window.
I think I have the old lady.
I mean, what kind of sicko is just throwing canned vegetables around the neighborhood and through? What provokes you to do this? What is the catalyst for you being the mad canned vegetable chucker?
I mean, maybe he's trying to get people to eat more vegetables.
Was part of some government educational program.
There you go.
He's an ambassador.
Have you seen his mugshot?
Yeah, I have. I'm looking at him right now. The guy looks like he's a couple of cards short of a deck.
He doesn't look stable.
Yeah, he looks like he's a court low and knocking. Yeah, this guy does not look like he's within his normal mental faculties. Yeah, according to NBC Fort Myers, WBBH.
Here, put the audio up. I have Grandma here.
Yeah, I will. The suspect has also thrown a bottle of urine, glass plates, chunks of metal, and raw meat at their homes. But he's known for chucking many items, but he chucks, I guess, canned vegetables the most, but also urine, bottles of urine.
Yeah, well, of course.
Glass plates, chunks of metal, and raw meat. Yeah, so deputies got a hold of the victim, and she said she had just replaced the window, and she wanted to press charges against this guy, Saintville, as he's always chucking things at people in the neighborhood and at houses. My God.
What other vegetables has he thrown?
Well, I just said corn. That's
the one.
That's the one we know about.
That's the one we know.
I don't know if any Libby's fruit salad was chucked.
I bought canned beets for the first time like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, God, beets.
I don't even know why.
I hate beets.
I don't even know why. I mean, I've never had canned. I don't think I've had canned beets anytime recently, and I put a can in my cart and I bought it.
I love vegetables. I mean, I could, if I wanted to, I could be a vegetarian, right? But I sure like meat. What is the? But
she don't eat meat.
She don't eat meat, but she sure like the bone.
And you're a big bone fan.
Anyway, listen, I love vegetables, but beets, oh my God, beets taste like dirt to me.
I'll throw beets through an old lady's window.
Yeah. Anyways, this guy clearly has mental problems. Yeah, another resident told NBC Fort Myers, someday he's going to hurt somebody. Well, duh. I mean, you hit somebody in the head with a can of vegetables. Holy crap. Yeah, this guy's a mess. Anyways, arrested on charges of shooting into or throwing deadly missiles into dwellings and criminal mischief between $200 and $1,000 in damage. And they cuffed him and stuffed him and took him to the Charlotte County Jail. You get some audio?
This is, I think this is the victim.
All right, go ahead, roll victim. Here we go.
I haven't been a target of a missile yet, which is good. It's sad and it's scary.
The Charlotte County man is accused of breaking a woman's window with a can of corn.
That's real news.
Yeah. Hey, it's a drive-by vegetabling.
Would you rather be hit?
It's a drive-by fruiting.
Would you rather be hit with a can of like tomato paste, those really small cans, have that winged at you, or like a big can of like pinto beans?
I mean, like Contadina or Hunt's tomato paste, the little mini can?
The little ones, like a little can. Would you rather have somebody like from 15 feet away?
Clearly, clearly the heavier can is probably going to cause potentially more pain and damage to your skull.
I don't know.
Yeah. What a nut job. I mean, just when you think of, the craziest crap that you've heard, then something else comes along. I mean, they need to, get this guy out of the neighborhood. I mean, clearly he's got mental problems, obviously. All right. Hey, do you remember the crazy story of the Florida nurse who was accused of having sex with her 15-year-old stepson? Do you remember this? We mentioned this a while ago. Do you want to hear her excuse?
Yeah, I'd love to hear her excuse.
Alexis Von Yates. She sounds like a countess.
I mean, it's kind of a hot name.
Alexis Von Yates. So you're attracted to that name?
I mean, yeah.
Alexis Von Yates, 35, attempted to apologize to her enraged husband when she was caught completely nude underneath a blanket last July during the teen's visit to his father up in Ocala.
Yeah.
So we did this story. This came up numerous times on the show. And Von Yates, who had her nursing license revoked last week, awaits criminal trial. She claimed the reason why she hooked up with the 15-year-old stepson of her, her husband's son, her stepson, the reason why she was caught having sex with him is because the 15-year-old reminded her of her father.
Oh.
And that's even sicker.
That's the worst excuse ever.
God, the worst excuse ever.
I mean, I don't know how many good excuses there could possibly be, but
my.
I do know what the worst one is, and that's it.
That is Morons in the News, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, how about this? Let's roll out to the Midwest, St. Louis, Missouri. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri. Naked guy in the airport, St. Louis, Missouri.
Was that Lambert Airport?
Yeah. So, guy arrested just sitting in the terminal at the St. Louis airport, completely naked at Lambert International Airport.
Why isn't there a naked airlines? Like for nudists.
St. Louis County Circuit Judge signed an arrest warrant for a guy who was just sitting naked in the terminal at St. Louis Lambert International. According to airport police, incident occurred on April 24th inside Terminal 1. Police said a person approached the naked man identified as Darius Walker and then attempted to cover himself. Other witnesses contacted police about Walker's behavior. Airport authorities met with Walker, who said that he was now sitting in a terminal chair with his belt unbuckled. When an officer asked for ID, Walker stormed off and ran from the terminal. Another cop attempted to stop Walker. Looks like Walker's a runner.
Sounds it.
Yeah, he ran. Probably all flopping all around and everything, Probably,
I mean, they want you to take your shoes off. They want you to take your belt off. They want you to get half naked and go to the airport anyway.
Yeah, keep your pants on, though. This guy's naked. Remember some of the people that were so, outraged at what they thought were, invasive TSA security checkpoint incidents? Where they were groped or... Remember some people, dropped their pants? What do you want me to take my pants off? I mean, there were some cases where people flipped out.
Yeah, they make a belligerent scene.
Yeah. Yeah, this is clearly another mentally disturbed individual. So when cops finally caught up with Walker, who was running, he balled up his fists and threatened to knock cops out. Then even knocked the glasses off of a cop's face during the scuffle. They did knock him to the ground. They took him into custody.
Did they taser the naked man?
No, I don't see anything about a taser, but a taser to the nads would be very funny.
I mean, not to Mr. Walker, but...
Michelle loves watching taserings because a lot of people, when they get tased, they stiff up like a
freeze
board.
Right up.
Yeah, they get stiff like a board and then they fall over like a plank. And Michelle laughs out loud every single time that happens. All right, what else do I have? Let me see what time it is. How much? I can get one more in here. Yeah, here's a moron. Guy fleeing from the cops jumps out of the car on a busy interstate. Instant justice.
Oh, no.
Yeah, typically fleeing from the cops does not involve a potential death penalty case. But in this situation, yep, death penalty. The driver of a fleeing car fled from a traffic stop in Prince George's County, Maryland. This is up in the D.C. metro.
Come on.
He's being chased by cops, gets out on the interstate on I-495 and gets run over by another car on Monday morning, and boom, lights out.
It is
like a Peter Wolf song. Lights out. Uh-huh. Hey, you ever hear that song?
No, I can't think of it.
Andrew, hurry up.
I mean, maybe I've heard it before.
Yeah, the song even starts like that. Hey, Andrew, bring up Peter Wolf. See if that's on YouTube. Peter Wolf is not on Spotify. For whatever reason, Peter Wolf hates Spotify because I like, there's a Peter Wolf song from like 1987, Come As You Are. Come as you are, or don't come at all.
I didn't know that song.
Yeah, Peter Wolf from Jay Giles' band. Yeah, Andrew, do you have it? Yeah, all right, ready and go. Hit it.
Lights out.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
Blast, blast, blast.
Lights out. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's Peter Wolf. Lights out.
And that accurately described what happened to this guy
lights out.
in Maryland.
Yeah. Fled from the cops, locked him up, stopped the car, and decided to flee on the middle of the interstate, and then gets run over by another vehicle.
Man, a busy interstate is something hard to navigate across. You're
No court day there. This guy's assisting in decluttering the Maryland court system. Yeah. That's a moron in the news. All right, 6:54 at the MJ Morning Show. We do an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ coming up in the 7 o'clock hour. First, though, we've got a nice, long, very entertaining segment, and then we'll do an hour and 20 minutes nonstop right around 7:25 this morning, as we always do. We'll give away a garage door opener this morning. I got details on the big money deal coming up next week, and all that is next. Oh, and we got to get to the bottom of Fester's birthday situation. Yeah, we got a little birthday fiasco at Fester's house. What is the birthday fiasco? You'll find out next on the MJ Morning Show here. Maybe your wife, maybe she hit her head in the car wreck.
Maybe.
All right, hold on a minute. We'll find out next here on the MJ Morning Show. To the 7 o'clock hour. We've got the Cash Kitty coming up in 1 hour, chance at $1,000. And then next week, we start giving away $1,000 every single hour during the MJ Morning Show.
Yeah.
This is back. So Cash Kitty's a national contest with all of our Beasley stations.
We've had a bunch of Q105 winners.
Yeah, we've had a bunch of local winners on our local stations here in Tampa Bay and a bunch of Q105. We had a Q105 winner 5 o'clock yesterday.
That's awesome.
5 p.m. yesterday. Q105 local Tampa Bay winner won $1,000. So listen, good contest. Next week, great contest. Next week, thanks to the Kemp Law Group, we're giving away $1,000 every hour, and it's only MJ Morning Show listeners, only local listeners right here. It'll be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week, and then the following week, again, all week, 2 weeks, giving away $1,000 every hour. 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock hours, $1,000, $4,000 a day, 20 grand a week times 2 weeks, $40,000 in cash we're giving away starting Monday over 2 weeks thanks to the Kemp Law Group. Accident or fall, you call Kemp Law. So very excited about this. All right, Fester.
Yes.
Do you think your wife getting rear-ended had anything to do with this mistake? So little confusion. I mean, maybe did she bang her head on the windshield? You know. So if you don't know the deal, Fester's wife was rear-ended a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Downtown Tampa.
Yeah, some guy was in an Uber getting ready to get dropped off at Amalie Arena for one of the first local Tampa Bay Panther games. Of course.
Tampa Bay Lightning games against the Panthers.
Yeah, before, what'd I say?
You said Tampa Bay Panthers.
Yeah, no. I meant, Tampa Bay Panthers. Yeah, so
You should say Lightning Panthers.
no, all right, listen.
You can't say the city and then the wrong name
yes,
of the
I
team.
can. It was people know what I meant. It was a Tampa Bay Panthers game. All right, it's not. I'm not calling Tampa Bay the Panthers. I'm saying it was a Tampa Bay and Panthers game.
The night of
All right?
game one, the late game that started like at 8:30 or
So,
8:45.
Some dude is in an Uber, and the Uber driver rams right into Allison's rear while she was, I guess, headed to work at night.
Yeah, she works at the Waffle House.
She doesn't.
She works the midnight shift.
So Allison got rear-ended by an Uber, $4,000 in damage. The next day, her back hurt, her neck was sore, and maybe she hit her head because, explain what's going on and why you're a little concerned.
I don't know that she hit her head in the accident, but I'll tell you, the last couple of weeks have just been stressful for her overall.
Yeah, mhm.
A lot of anxiety, a lot of things. So it's possible that in just being so busy with all of this unwanted tasks, she just messed up, screwed up royally. See, my son Hudson, he's in the second grade.
Yeah.
And for some reason, bratty second graders love having birthday parties and inviting everybody in their class
God,
to
man.
the birthday party.
I hated the weekends. I just want to enjoy and relax. And when Chloe and Julian were in school, the number of freaking birthday parties. It's like, my God, what a reason to homeschool your kid.
Yeah, I don't want my kid hanging out with anybody.
What a great reason to homeschool. Get them out of school. The hell with the normalization and the socializing. I'm going to homeschool them so they don't get invited to 190 birthday parties a freaking year. It's like, my God, I just want my weekends without having to go to a kid's birthday party. Anyway.
The good thing about the birthday party is now I don't know if it's always been this way. They have a specific chunk of time. Like you're going to get there at 2, it's over at 4. So you know when you're getting out of there. You're not sitting there just bored out of your mind having to talk to parents that you would never otherwise associate with.
Well, and it's very funny because after we finish this, I actually saw an item yesterday about a parent that doesn't let their kid go to birthday parties. All right, hold on. I'll get to that in a second. All right, so last weekend, what is this, Wednesday, so a few days ago, your wife loads Hudson, your 8-year-old in the car?
8-year-old little boy. And we ask him, do you want to go? Do you actually care about this kid? Do we have to buy this? And he's like, yes, I want to go. He's like, okay, we'll go.
Loads your son up into the car to go to this birthday party. What, like Saturday at about 1?
Saturday, 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
2 to 4, pool party at the house.
Oh, my God.
Bunch of kids are going to be there.
All right, so your wife loads up your son. They head off to this house for one of the classmates' birthdays.
Yes.
And what happens?
It's the wrong damn week. She's off by a week.
So it's this weekend?
Yeah, it's coming up.
Oops.
You expect, and Allison got there a couple minutes after 2 o'clock. You expect the block to be full of cars or the yard or the driveway to be full of cars.
Oh, balloons tied to the mailbox.
Yes, something. Oh, you get those letters in your grass, happy birthday, whatever the kid's name is, make a big celebration about this. You're having people over for
Happy birthday, Chauncey.
Yeah, happy birthday,
Big
Chauncey.
fat kid.
The only big fat kid there was mine, Hudson.
No, your kid's not fat.
He's a little pudgy.
Is he?
It's in his genes. Anyway,
I don't recall him being pudgy.
He's built like a tank.
Hold on, are you saying that he's headed towards nifty 350 like you?
I don't know. He's a big boy. He's got big genes.
All right.
Anyway, he's there, super excited. Nobody's in the driveway, and my wife, she pulls out her phone, and the mother, they have a little text chain.
Oh, it's a surprise party, so everyone's parked around the corner.
Don't tell anybody.
Yeah, no, that's not the case.
She sends the mother the text, and she goes, "Hey, can you send me your address again? I think I'm at the wrong house."
Did she knock on the door?
Yeah, she's knocking at the door. Nobody answers.
No one's answering. So she sends mom a text. Hey, can you confirm the address for the party?
The mother opens up her Ring doorbell app.
Right.
And sees my wife standing there with a gift bag and a pudgy little boy. And then the lady's like, "It's next week. You're at the right house. We're not home.
Right house
next week.
Right house, wrong week.
Yes.
Right house, wrong weekend." Oh, well, and your wife is what, toting a gift and everything?
I mean, she has the gift bag. I mean, who's that? Andrew, what's that? Lilo and Stitch? That's a Disney movie, right?
Lilo and Stitch, yeah.
One of them is like a character, like a animal or something,
right?
And that was the theme of the party.
Yeah, Andrew says that Stitch is the animal.
Okay.
Listen, I know of Lilo and Stitch, but I don't know if I can identify him.
I've never seen him. I don't know who's who or what's what.
I know I've heard the name many times.
So we have the present. The kid's all ready to go.
I like Lilo and Bitch.
Yeah. Because that's good for a kid's party. It's a Lilo and Bitch themed party.
Exactly.
Well, the bitching and complaining was coming from my wife.
Right.
Because she calls me and she's like, "You're never going to believe this." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "The party's next week." And she's saying it like it's their fault.
Oh,
I'm like, "You got to read the damn invitations."
Yeah. So listen, I'm telling you, head injury. She's having like short-term memory loss. I'm telling you. You got to add that to the file.
Oh, we're adding it.
You got to add that. I mean, she even showed up at a birthday party on the wrong day.
I mean, we have
She's all confused after the Uber smashed into her.
Listen, we have ring video footage of my wife standing there like adult, just knocking on the wrong right house, wrong day.
I know Allison. Allison is pretty put together. And also, Allison is not the type to complain of back injury or back pain and a twisted neck if it didn't happen. And listen, if you get rear-ended by an Uber like she did in downtown Tampa, and there's $4,000 worth of damage to your car, of course you unexpectedly get jostled and shoved, and your body is jerked, in an unexpected situation. And I just know Allison. I know Allison's not going to make crap up. I've just known her as being a very integrity-filled individual for the many, many years. Listen, I knew you, Fester, before Allison was even around.
Yeah.
So I've known Allison since, like, inception.
Inception.
Yeah.
That's what I refer to it as, too. The Allison Inception. And I tell you, now she's forgetting dates. Now she's showing up to birthday parties in the wrong week.
Yep.
I'm telling you something there. But anyway.
There is. Did you tell this to the Kemp Law Group? Accident or fall, folks, you call Kemp Law. And Kemp Law is representing Allison and Fester after the Uber barreled into her. Plowed into her.
Show up to a birthday party wrong week.
Yeah.
Call Kemp Law.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
I mean, now she's having mental problems. I'm telling you. Don't laugh. This is serious. This is a $5 million case.
I can't wait to see the insurance adjuster reading all these injury claims. What? Oh, she showed up to the wrong birthday.
Listen, I know Allison. I know she's not making crap up.
She was very embarrassed.
Yeah.
And the mother was, she was like, hey,
Well,
she was speaking through the Ring doorbell cam. She's like, wrong week.
The big so the mother was, they weren't even home.
They weren't home.
So
she's knocking the door.
The mom was answering remotely. All right, so the big question is, are you going to do another attempt this weekend?
I don't know if that's the plan or not. I mean, we already bought the...
You know what's going to happen this weekend because of your wife's mental state after the accident? She's going to be one of those cases. She gets in the car and loots. Next thing you know, she's in Georgia.
Gone.
Yeah, she just got on I-75 North. Next thing you know, she's like heading toward Valdosta.
What is that? I mean, she's too old for an Amber Alert, and she's too young for a Silver Alert.
Yeah, it's called a smashed in the ass by an Uber alert. That's what that's called.
I hope there's enough room on the sign for all those. I'd hate to have it just say smashed in the ass alert.
License plate number up there. Oh, what's the status on the Tesla, the Model Y getting fixed? What's up with that? Also, do you have rental car coverage to get a rental car while the Tesla is in the shop getting fixed?
I will say, the insurance company for Uber is very, very attentive.
Yeah.
They've been having really good
because
communication.
they're trying to mitigate you guys getting, the Kemp Law Group all over their butts and suing them.
Well, as far as they're two separate things. The injury portion of it and the damage portion of it, two separate things. But as far as the damage portion goes, it's going to work through the dealership. It's going to be a new door. It's going to be, Allison's concerned about, obviously that, you have the car tinted.
They're putting a whole new tailgate on the Tesla?
They have to. I mean, how do you get out the big dent into the bottom of the door that's with the, the paint's messed up? Everything's got to be replaced.
Are you sure that it's not going to be more than $4,000? Might actually be more.
Tesla's initial estimate was $4,000.
Right.
That's where we got that from. I think the insurance company's estimate was like $48.
All right, then just wrapping this up, just coincidentally, I saw an item, a story. I don't let my kid go to birthday parties because family time is more important. My God, I was saying this for years. I was telling Michelle this. It's like all of these birthday parties when the kids were growing up and, they went to Shorecrest here in St. Pete. We live in South Tampa, but my kids went to Shorecrest and, right over the Howard Franklin, right down 4th Street. It was very easy. Michelle was getting the kids to Shorecrest faster than like if the kids went to Berkeley, Seriously. So, again, all those birthday parties, and Michelle, she pawned them all off on me. I don't know how the hell I was so whipped that that I was on birthday weekend patrol, and man, I hated it. I wanted just one freaking Saturday without a kid's birthday party, and it was just like incessant. And I used to say to Michelle, "This is effing up the weekend, man. Let's have family time." I got some kid. You got to buy a gift. You got to sit there like a schmuck.
You got to talk to the other parents.
It's mostly all moms there, and they're just hanging out, And I would a lot of times just go sit in the car in the street in front of the house.
So you're at this birthday party with a bunch of tipsy moms, and they're looking at you playing the smash or pass game.
And then Michelle knows how much I hate Chuck E. Cheese's. And then there were a couple of times where she didn't tell me where the party was and just gave me the address. And then I'm pulling up to a shopping center with Chuck E. Cheese, and I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, if the address is Tyrone Boulevard, St. Petersburg, don't go.
Yeah, unbelievable. No, but seriously, this mother, Emily Oster, and she says that, hey, family priorities are more important, and that she's pretty much banned her kids from going to all of the birthday parties of all the kids at school because the family doing stuff together on the weekends is more important than the birthday parties. And I concur. I agree. Emily Oster, you're a genius.
She's right.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I was able to, have the cojones to do this.
I mean, your kid has best friends. I mean, the close, the really close group of 2 or 3 boys or girls, that's one thing. But every stinking kid in the class, forget it. Ugh.
I just got an email a few minutes ago. Hey, jackwagon.
Oh.
Yeah, that got my attention.
Oh.
Yeah, the subject line, someone sends me this email to mj@mjmorningshow.com. So that's my private email. You can send me anything you want, comments, questions. That's where you enter the Banco Mother's Day week garage door opener giveaway contest. You send your entry on why mom needs a $1,000 top-of-the-line LiftMaster garage door opener for Mother's Day. We gave away 2 already. Third one's today. Fourth one is tomorrow, Thursday, and then the 5th one on Friday. Giving away $5,000 worth of these things from Banco Overhead Doors. So you send your entry on why mom deserves it to mj@mjmorningshow.com or any correspondence. Anything you want to tell me, you can send it to mj@mjmorningshow.com. So I get this email a few minutes ago. This came in at 6:57. So I checked email during the last break. And this rolls in. I mean, literally, I print this out 3 minutes before we come back on the air in this segment right here. And I get an email, and it's, hey, jackwagon. But then Jerry's the writer, Jerry Sandoval.
Hey, Jerry.
Jerry then says, hey, sorry for the subject line. Just wanted to get your attention. Well, guess what? It worked.
He knows how to get through to you.
Yeah. So what? The next one's going to be, hey, F-stick. All right. So.
And you'll open that one because that's your email love language.
Yeah. He said, I haven't been able to listen to the show live or the podcast in the last couple of weeks. Well, Jerry, get with it, buddy. Then he says, I was wondering if you're in the new studio. Oh, my God, this guy, he's trying to poke me. This guy's trying to jab and, man. I'm wondering if you are in the new studio and what is the update on the new female addition to the show. Thank you. Have a good day. You're not a jackwagon. I love the show. Well, let me answer 2 things here. No, we're not in the new studio.
No.
It's really comical at this point.
It's almost, you have to laugh.
I mean, it's just, we were supposed to be in years ago. They promised us a new studio when we relaunched the MJ Morning Show in October of 2020. And then all the years have gone by. We're coming up on 5 years in October that the show's been back, and we're still in the same dumpster fire of a studio. Now, the studio down the hall, the new one, it's about, I would say, what?
70% done?
70 to 80% done.
I mean, the furniture's in, the board's plugged in. The board's illuminated right now. It's plugged in.
Yeah.
I don't think the mics are
No,
cabled
the
in.
mics are not all installed.
Control positions aren't.
Yeah, and then, the phone system is not ready. Jerry, no, we're not in the new freaking studio, and I have no idea when, but it's kind of like a comedy act at this point. And then the female edition, we have our eyes on someone we like, and we're just kind of, well, our legal department at corporate is dragging their feet. I don't know. Yeah. So we're still going to hire a new female member because Michelle's not going to do this full time. Now, even when we hire a new female member to permanently fill the spot, I still think Michelle will come in, once, twice a week because I think Michelle's been tremendous, been fantastic. All right, 7:20 at the MJ Morning Show. When we get back, an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. You know what's raised its head again? The dog poop debate. We talked about this a couple of years ago, and there's a dog poop in the neighborhood debate, which is very interesting. And I'm going to tell you right now, the phones are going to blow up. Oh, I saw a story about a woman that goes to a gas station to put air in her tires. Oh, my God. You're not going to believe what happened. And then something I discovered with Chloe's new car. All right, folks, you got to hear this stuff.
Okay.
And that's just scratching the surface. And it's all next on the MJ Morning Show. An hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ is next. 20 minutes nonstop MJ. 1 hour, 20 minutes. No commercials, no music. Just this nice bumper music. Just this nice rejoiner music. 728, let's hit it. All right, a lot of ground to cover, including the dog poop story. Had this yesterday, just didn't get around to it yesterday, and this debate is ignited again. We've talked about this in the past, and I see this. Remember, I walk about 30 miles a week in my neighborhood, so I see a lot. So you know what if I'm giving you clues, if I'm giving you some Blues clues, or actually more like Browns clues, but if
Blues Clues was a dog.
Yeah, if I'm giving, I'm sorry, am I? Yep. Well, I think you know who he is, Andrew. Thank you, Andrew's like talking to my ear. All right, so what was that? Oh, so on my walks,
30 miles a week.
Yeah. So 30 miles a week, I see it all. And I see people doing this. And it's placing their dog poop bags in other people's trash cans. And, you know, in my neighborhood, we've got trash collection 2 days a week. You know, in my neighborhood in South Tampa, we've got Tuesday and Friday. So Tuesday is recyclables, you know, the green bin, and then the blue bin for the regular trash. And then Friday, it's just blue bin trash. So 2 days a week, you know, I have seen this. I've seen people that are walking their dog, and they're courteous enough to have the little doggy poop bags to clean up after their pet. But this is a debate, and we've talked about this. I'm telling you, this has come up a number of times over the years, that people will clean up the poop in the bags they're carrying, and then they'll take the dog poop bag and throw it into a neighbor's trash can. And I've seen many people do this, right? I've on occasion seen the homeowner catch the person. And I've witnessed, I mean, not a fist fight, but I've witnessed a verbal.
Yeah.
I witnessed a little verbal altercation. It's like, whoa, what are you doing?
Take your dog crap with you.
Yeah. So that's the debate, is whether you should put the dog poop in the first available trash can that you see, not yours, or you carry the bag home.
The first available trash can where you don't see the homeowner.
Yeah, that's what people are doing. So, again, the debate is on. There was a social media post that made the rounds over the last couple of days, last week or so. And again, this story is coming back around. And I have to say, listen, if you have anything to add to this, folks, because, some people might come up with some justifications. One of the justifications that we've talked about in the past is, well, if the trash cans are out and trash day is tomorrow.
If the trash hasn't been picked up and it's full.
Yeah, so that's the justification for some people. Oh, yeah, the trash cans are out. Trash is getting picked up in the morning, so it's okay. But if the trash had already been picked up and the homeowner has not taken the empty trash bin and brought it back up to the house, and then you toss your dog poop into the empty bin.
Dude, then they got to live with your dog crap for another 3 days?
Yeah. I mean, hopefully all of the characteristics are contained within the polypropylene bag. If it is, it sounds about right. In that case, is that okay or is it not okay? In either event, whether the trash has not yet been picked up or the trash has been picked up and it's contained in a bag. Listen, my opinion is that you shouldn't toss your poop anywhere other than your own house. If you want to weigh in, if you want to just offer another angle, have you ever witnessed this? Have you ever told anybody off that was about to dump their doggy load in your trash can? Has it ever happened to you? Or are you a serial dog pooper tosser in other people's trash cans? All right, and then, of course, I'm sure we'll get the phone calls about the people that say, hey, I'd be happy if they just picked up the poop in a bag and let them toss it in my trash can.
That's the other side. You see your dog sniffing in your yard.
Well, instead of, just letting the dog poop and then you don't pick it up. And you got those people too. All right, this is a massive dilemma. This could be one of the biggest problems in the country right now.
It's really the number one issue facing our country.
It is. 800-990-1047 if you want to get in on this action. Yeah. 800-990-1047 is the number to get in here on the MJ Morning Show. How about Lloyd? When I think of Lloyd Sowers. One of the best reporters in the Tampa Bay market, but I don't think it's Lloyd Sowers.
This is Lloyd. Lloyd Sowers is calling right now.
No, this Lloyd's in Valrico. Lloyd Sowers lives in South Tampa. Anyway.
Wow.
All right, Lloyd in Valrico, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi, Lloyd.
Hey, hi. Good show as always.
Thanks.
Two quick stories. Number one, I was treated to that surprise just last week. Open up the trash bin and, oh, my God, about fall over because it's been in there a couple days.
Oh, so the bag did not contain the odor.
No, absolutely not.
Oh, wow.
But the best story that I have is a couple of years ago, this kid in the neighborhood would walk a neighbor's dog, and he would walk the dog past our house every morning after my wife and I left for work. But I kept seeing, I'd mow the lawn and kept seeing more dog poop. So I hung around one morning, and the kid was walking two dogs and didn't have anything to pick stuff up, and the dogs just, left their debris in my yard. So I walked outside, and I said, hey, I just witnessed you letting these dogs poop in my yard. I'd like you to pick it up. And he looked at me. Well, I don't have anything to pick it up. I said, well, you do. You have your hands. He never walked dogs past my house again.
There you go. Look at that.
Yeah.
Lloyd,
Have a good day, guys.
thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Opens up a line, 800-990-1047. Any thoughts? Should somebody be able to, and again, let's delineate. If trash day is tomorrow and the cans are out and someone's walking the dog at night, is it okay to put the pickup dog poop bag in a neighbor's trash can, or no, you got to carry that poop bag home? And then, of course, the really bad one is if the trash had already been picked up and someone tosses it into the empty can. All right. Any thoughts on this, folks? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Couple more calls. Oh, Mike in Northdale. Looks like you got into an argument. Mike, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, good morning.
Hey there, what's up?
Hey, I have a home security system, cameras, etc., and I just happened to look out and saw one of my neighbors walking all the way down the sidewalk to get to my front yard and then stood there while her dog pooped. Now, I did see her reach down and grab it before I went out and confronted her.
Right.
But that wasn't what ticked me off. It was just being a rude neighbor is what ticked me off. Was she didn't like me getting up in her face and went home and told her husband or boyfriend he come back and sucker punched me. Just walked right up.
Hold on. Whoa. The boyfriend of the woman sucker punched you?
Yep, and I ended up in a hospital for several days.
Oh, my God. Did you call the cops?
Sure did. He got arrested. I get a residual check from the Department of Corrections every month.
For restitution?
Yep.
Oh, my. How much money? Wait a minute. How much money in restitution for hospital bills do you get a month?
It's not the same every month. Sometimes it's in the 200 area. Sometimes it's in the 400 area. I don't know how they decide on.
What is the total amount of restitution that you're owed?
$7,000.
Well, and how much has been paid so far?
I don't know, maybe 2,000 or 3,000. So I got a little ways to go yet.
Oh, wow! And how much time did the guy get for sucker punching you?
I don't know, because I don't even remember what he looked like, because he just walked up and.
Well, hold on a minute. Wait a minute. If he hit
trial?
you, hold on. If you called the cops, he was arrested and charged. Weren't you called to the? Did he take a plea deal or did he go to trial?
Well, that I don't know, but the neighbors were the ones that called the cops when they found me laying on the sidewalk, bleeding everywhere.
Wait a minute. So you were not subpoenaed? You didn't have to testify at a trial?
Nope.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm
you know what?
I'm glad you're getting your money.
You know what? He must have taken a plea deal, and you get restitution. That's unbelievable. And this happened in Northdale?
Yep.
Do you
The neighbors called the ambulance for me too, and I got a picture of me of my feet in the ambulance being taken away.
Oh my God!
I know.
And wait a minute, you have no idea what the guy looks like, so you don't even know if you see him in the neighborhood.
Nope. I know his name though, because that's on the residual.
What's
check.
What's his first name? Look at that. He's got memory loss also from the.
I'd have to go look at the.
That's okay. What a story, Mike. Thanks for sharing.
All right.
All right. Let me grab. Thank you, Angelo, out in Lake Wales. Angelo, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's definitely wrong. You know, you contained in your question first bin where you don't see the homeowner. That right there tells you you're doing something that's classless. The way I was taught is class is when you know you can do something that's wrong, benefit from it, and you don't do it simply because it's wrong. Now, that's really integrity. I don't know if it's class. Class is, in a sense, it's a little bit like pornography. It's hard to really describe, but you know it when you see it. People today don't have any class.
Okay. Yeah, Angela,
Yeah.
I tend to agree. You're right.
So obviously you moved from New York to Lake Wales.
No, it's Rhode Island. New Yorkers sound funny.
Oh no, you actually have a little bit of a New York trait to your.
He has a northeastern twin.
Have you ever been to Rhode Island?
Yeah. Yes, I have. I've been to Providence. Yeah.
Well, I think I sound like a Rhode Islander.
All right.
Because I know where I parked the car in the parking lot.
Yeah. Okay, now you do. All right.
you
Thank you,
go.
buddy.
All right.
Have a good
All
one,
right,
man.
guys. Good job.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
you too.
You betcha.
See
All
ya.
right. One more call on this. Tanya, Land O'Lakes. Tanya, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Final call on this. Go ahead, Tanya.
Good morning. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Thank you.
This is a hot topic for me because I moved into Land O'Lakes
guess
about
what?
9 years ago.
It's a steamy hot topic.
It's like a big pile of steamy poop out.
All right, go ahead.
I have a corner house, and ever since I've moved in, everyone in the neighborhood walks their dogs right into my yard, uses the bathroom, whether they pick it up or not. It bothers me because people don't realize that even the urine kills your yard, kills your grass. But on the topic of putting the bags in my garbage, if it was garbage day and it has not taken out, that does not bother me. What bothers me is when there's people using they don't use their own backyard. My dogs use our own backyard. They want to use my yard as their bathroom, and it's a big pet peeve for me. I'll be standing there and I'm looking at them. They're looking at me like they're not doing anything wrong. I would be totally embarrassed if someone caught my dog using their yard as the bathroom. So It's just a hot topic for me.
Yep. Listen, the courteous thing to do is you don't throw it in the neighbor's trash can or any trash can along the dog walking route. Tanya, thanks for the call. All right, 2 other dog-related items. And listen, we all love our dogs. I love our Gatsby, our male Jack Russell. I love Scout, our female Jack Russell.
I hate
what noise am I hearing?
Is there something playing?
Yeah, something's playing.
Hold on.
What's playing? Oh, that's my phone.
It's your phone. You're the guy.
No,
what's playing?
No, I brought up.
What do I hear? It's me.
No, I brought up a news story on my phone and some stupid ad.
What are you watching reels while you're taking Tanya's call?
No, I'm just because there's another story that I wanted to find quickly, and it's on my phone. All right, 2 other quick dog stories.
Is there a natural product you can use in your lawn that's not going to kill your lawn but kind of keep dogs away?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I remember my grandfather used to put cayenne pepper in the lawn.
Oh, really?
The neighbor had a poodle.
Yeah.
It was like a little.
All right. Did the cayenne pepper keep the poodle away?
He felt it did.
Yeah,
he
whatever.
put it right along the sidewalk.
Why don't you Google search that? All right. So 2 other quick dog stories. And listen, we all love our dogs, as I was just saying. A shocking number of dog owners let their dogs sit at the table with them.
That's a well-trained dog.
I mean, I've heard of, feeding the dog under the table, the scraps or, hey, don't feed the dog from the table. But there are a surprising number of people that let their pet actually sit at the table. Now, our female Jack Russell, Scout, there are some pictures that I posted where she is sitting like a human at the kitchen table. Now, she'll jump up there and she'll kind of sit there and wait, almost like she's, a member of the dinner party, just sitting, in the chair. But, we don't let her stay there. If she does it, then I'll move her off and I'll push the chair in so she doesn't do it. But yeah, there's a surprising number of people. Nearly half of dog owners say that there is a pet meal ritual of sorts. Yeah, this is according to Talker Research.
That's a lot of people, man, letting their dogs sit at the table.
Holy crap. Well, it's nearly half of pet owners have a meal ritual for their pets. And of that, over 40% say that they do allow their dog to sit at the table. Wow.
Does the dog put the napkin on the lap?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different percentages here for different things, but it's a ridiculous number of people that allow their dog. Come on, that's 40. That's got to be too high.
You let your dog in the bed?
40%'s got to. Say it again. No, we don't. We used to years ago, but we stopped that a long time ago. The dogs do not. The dogs stay downstairs. Our master bedroom is upstairs, and the dogs stay downstairs. The dogs don't even come upstairs. So no, we do not allow. How about you? Is the dog that you didn't want that your family got? Does your dog come into the kids' beds or your bed?
My wife would rather sleep with the dog than next to me.
Yeah, well.
I can't say I blame her.
That's very understandable. And then final dog item here is, and this is also crazy. This is a high percentage. 56% of people say they would take years off of their life to add it to their pet's life.
Oh,
really? 56% of people would shave years off of their life.
I don't know about that.
To add it to the lifespan of their pet. I don't know about that. And then we got the air pressure deal. If you go to a gas station, if you go to one of those self-serve air pressure units.
Yeah, like the Wawas have like a free air pump.
All right, so some places have free air, other places you got to put the.
They charge $1 or $1.50
you gotta,
or something.
I don't know if they still have the ones where you got to put the quarters in, but a lot of them now you swipe.
Yeah.
A lot of them will take a credit card, $1.50, whatever it is. And you're supposed to set the pressure. You're supposed to set the target pressure on a lot of these devices. And folks, do you know that the tire pressure for your car is on a sticker right inside the driver's door jamb? So you open up your car door and look for the sticker. A lot of times it's like a white sticker with black and yellow. And it'll show, it's like a maybe red, black, yellow on a white sticker. And it shows you what your air pressure is supposed to be. It'll have front and rear. And then sometimes the front air pressure is different than the rear. It'll say front, it'll have your tire size, and then it'll say how many PSI. So this woman went to one of these self-service air units and I guess did not set the pressure, or the pressure was set way too high, or maybe it didn't shut off. You got to monitor this crap.
Yeah, it's not the machine's fault, is it?
So listen.
It has like a lot of them have like that little janky reader, stick reader.
Yeah.
So you kind of have a rough idea of where you're at.
Or a lot of the ones I've seen they do have a digital readout.
Display,
They do but the bottom line is, this woman hooks up the air thing and there was some malfunction, whether it was the target pressure was set way too high. Anyway, her tire blew up. I mean, I don't know what, her car, what needed 33 PSI and it went to 4,000? I mean, it blew her tire off the rim.
I mean,
I'm like, holy crap.
She had to have had something the matter with her tire.
No.
I mean, it's not like a crack in the sidewall where the air escaped, then it exploded?
Let me give you another tip. You don't fill your tire for 25 minutes.
Good tip. That's a strong tip.
It was a ridiculous amount of time that she was putting air in her tire.
Welcome to Car Talk here with Click and Clack.
So
today we're going to talk about tire safety. Click.
Okay, Clack. Yeah, Clack.
What do you think about tire pressure? How long should it take to fill up a tire?
Let me tell you, usually to fill up the tire pressure on the car, it's going to take you about anywhere from 20 to 35 seconds. It's got to be pretty fast to get the pressure in your car.
It's been Tire Talk.
In your tires.
Tire Talk, sponsored by Michelin.
Yes.
Michelin.
Yeah. Anyway, so this woman, apparently, she hooked up the air machine, and she thought it was just going to shut off. And typically, they do. If you have the right target pressure set, it will shut off automatically. It's going
okay.
And it must have been a free one, because the ones you pay for usually have like a time limit of a couple of minutes. So this thing is going for 25 minutes and I mean, it explodes. So I mean, she could have been hurt. My God. But this is a whole separate thing regarding tires. And I just want to point something out. So Chloe got a new car.
She got a Mazda, right?
Chloe got a Mazda CX-5. Very, very common small SUV. People love them. Good reviews. Good safety record. Good crash test.
Hey, good tires.
Good. Thank you, Clack.
Hey, you're welcome, Click.
All righty. All right. So she gets the new car, and when she got it home, a day or so later, I say, hey, let me check your tire pressure. Chloe's tires were inflated to 53 PSI when the sticker in the jam says 35. So what? I a dyslexic car prepper or dyslexic auto repair guy that was prepping the car at the dealership?
Well, here at the auto repair shop, we don't discriminate against people with dyslexia.
What the hell? I mean,
that couldn't have come from the factory like that.
No,
right?
of course not. When the car, dude, you work at an RV dealer. You know that when the RVs come in and there's a dealer prep, a pre-delivery prep where they're supposed to check the fluids, they check the tire pressure. So inside, again, if you want to know the tire pressure on your vehicle, driver's door. Open your driver's door and look right inside the door jamb, and look for the white sticker with the yellow, the black, and the red, usually. That's typically what it is. And just see the front and the rear and look for PSI. And that's what you should be inflating your tires to. I like to inflate typically, I usually do about 2 pounds to 3 pounds more than they recommend because I like a little bit more harder of a ride.
You like fat tires.
But listen to this. Chloe's Mazda, with I think hers came with Hankook tires, right? So Chloe's car, the sticker says 35 PSA all the way around, PSI. 35 PSI, pounds per square inch, all the way around. And the dealership had it jammed up to 53. So they flipped it. 35 inverted is 53. I'm like, what the hell? I mean, that is a hell of a lot more air than what should be in there. It's like almost 20 pounds more, which that's a problem. So I'm glad I checked the tires and I was able to, and I didn't have to add air. I just had to take my fingernail and jam it into the little, valve to get rid of all the damn air.
So, on the actual tire.
Yeah, clock.
It says the tires.
It's the maximum.
The
maximum
PSI.
inflation, which is on the wall of the tire. Yes, you're right there, Clack.
So your daughter obviously there was in pre-explosion mode.
What?
Because
Say
she
it
was
again?
in the pre-explosion mode of the tire. She didn't explode just yet.
Oh, my God.
All right.
Yeah, that's way too much.
As a former Sam's Club tire department employee.
Yeah, fired because you didn't put someone's tire on properly and it flew off on US 19.
I was fired.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or Park Boulevard. Where did it fly
it
off?
was on Park Boulevard.
Yeah.
Almost killed somebody.
Fester used to work at before radio. Fester worked at Sam's Club.
Like the immediate job before radio. The job that the radio station said, yeah, we'll hire you now.
Yeah. First, Fester was operating a forklift inside Sam's Club.
Awful employee.
And he hit the sprinkler system and flooded the place. Then they moved him to the tire department because, that's a better place for you.
That's where they put all the degenerates.
Yes, and then that's good to know.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it was back in the day. Maybe not now. I don't know.
Yeah, and then Fester forgets to tighten the lug nuts on a lady's car. She pulls out of the Sam's Club tire department, makes a turn, and her front right tire flies off.
Took off.
Onto Park Boulevard.
Almost caused a major accident. Fired the next day. I've been the worst employee of every job I've ever had.
Yeah.
Every job.
How the hell have you?
I don't know. I don't know how I work at a radio
Guess what?
station.
You should have been fired here multiple times.
I
when you rigged the Disney princess dress flame retardant test, and you doused the dresses in lighter fluid.
It was for theatrical enhancement.
Well, you told nobody, and
the magician doesn't tell.
Whatever.
I should have been fired from every job.
You almost were fired for that. The years ago there was a story. I mean, we're talking 20 years ago. There was a story about how the Disney
dresses caught fire.
The Disney princess dresses were flammable. So Fester decided to make sure they were really flammable during an MJ Morning Show test, and he pre-doused the princess dresses that he bought at the Disney store at the mall.
Yeah,
he doused them in freaking Kingsford lighter fluid.
They went right up.
Yes, they did. I'm like, what's the matter with you? You can't do that. Then, of course, the turkey fryer fired deal. Hey, what line am I taking for?
I don't know. What are we taking?
Hi, good morning, MJ Morning Show. Let me say good morning to, looks like Will.
Will in Dade City.
Yeah, Will, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi, Will. What can we do for you, buddy?
Hey, MJ. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Yep.
Love the show. I
Thank
was just calling about what you were talking about with the tires. You're talking about looking on the inside of the door and the sticker for the tire pressure?
Yep.
Well, that's fine if you've got original factory tires, but if you ever have tires replaced or older cars and stuff, they can actually have different PSI.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's always good to look at the actual tire, then you know 100%.
Yeah, but the tire...
Yeah, the max PSI on the tire is a safety number, not the running number.
Yeah, so the maximum...
No. It gives you the maximum PSI, but that's what you need to know, the maximum PSI.
No. But what we're saying is, Will, is you don't always want to inflate your tire to the maximum PSI that is on...
yeah, that's true.
That's on the sidewall of the tire, because a lot of times the auto manufacturer determines that the correct tire pressure is X, whereas the maximum could be much more than that, but they figured on the load and the drive and the weight of the vehicle what it should be. So, yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying, But, you don't always inflate to the max that's actually printed on the side of the tire. Will, thanks for the call, buddy. I appreciate it. And thanks for being a first-time caller here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105.
That's
Yes.
the second caller today who said, long-time listener, first-time caller. A lot of new active people today. Tanya in Land O'Lakes and now Will in Dade City.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to tell you right. What time is it? 7:56. All right, we got a lot of time to go here. We've got almost an hour left of an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. I'm going to tell you right now how to save your relationship. I'm going to tell you right now how not to introduce a horrifically damaging and dangerous phrase into your relationship. Listen to this. If you utter these words, you're a moron. I'm going to tell you right now. This is like relationship death knell. Yeah, it's not a death nail. It's a death knell.
Really?
Yeah, it's hold on.
I've been saying death nail all along.
No, it's death knell. See, a lot of people I think confuse.
Death knell?
Yeah, it's not death nail as in death Nail. It's death knell, Knell. It's a death knell.
A nail will kill you.
It's like it's not chomping at the bit. Originally, it's not chomping like CHOMP. It's champing at the bit. Anyway, so do not utter this phrase. If you want to really screw up a relationship,
anything that starts with the word "Hey, woman."
This is toxic. This is ruinous.
What is it?
And man, you might as well just end it right there. Folks, this is amazing relationship news. Do not ever say to your significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance, wife, quote, why can't you be more like blank? Another person's name. So don't do that. I wonder if we have listeners that have been involved in that situation.
Why can't you be more like?
Yeah. Any women listening where your husband, boyfriend, fiance said, hey, why can't you be more like, and then maybe they used a friend's name, an acquaintance's name. Or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe you're a guy and a woman's done that to you. That is a death sentence, relationship disaster. Never, ever say, why can't you be more like blank? And then obviously, somebody else's name. All right, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. That is the number to call. Has anyone ever had this happen to you? Have you ever done that? Have you ever used that phraseology? Hey, why can't you? So I'm looking for both sides here. Have you ever wrecked a relationship, or have you ever caused damage that lingered for, I don't know, weeks or months, or, maybe it's still coming back to haunt you?
Yeah, some people never forget that stuff, and they'll bring it up at the worst time.
800-990-1047. That's the number. Anybody? Bueller? Anyone want to get in on this? 800-990-1047. Why can't you be more like Cindy?
Oh, Cindy was wonderful, though. I mean, Cindy really was a catch.
Why can't you be more like Clack? The tired guy. Yeah, the Clack guy. Yeah,
Clack and
no.
Clack, man.
Yeah.
It's a radio show.
All right. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Oh, no. Do I want to take the first call here?
Is this even related to what we're talking about?
Well, I can see where it can be. Oh, boy. Andy in Largo. Yes, Andy, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
I know a better relationship ending word. It's threesome. That usually does it.
What I was thinking when I saw your call up on the call screener board here, I was thinking, when I saw threesome on my screener, I was like, that here you're involved in that type of activity, and then you say, hey, why can't you be more like, and then you use the other person's name as part of the threesome. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. No,
yeah.
I just thought there was a more ending relationship words.
Yeah. Well, listen, some are into it and some are not.
Yeah, that's not true in every relationship,
Yeah.
Andy. It's just your situation.
Yeah, Andy, I'm guessing that you had some bad luck with that?
Just setting them up mostly.
Okay, just setting them up.
Yeah, a lot of logistics involved, Andy.
Freaky Andy in Largo. Thank you, Andy. let me grab Carrie in Lakeland. Carrie, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi, Carrie.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
I was calling because I'm now 50.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, always told me, why can't you look like this particular friend who was skinny, blonde-haired and everything, and I was overweight. And if you look like her, you would have boys lining up around the corner to date you.
Oh.
Ooh.
So,
Yeah.
needless to say, if stuff sticks with you for like a couple weeks, I would say this has stuck with me for years.
Oh, wow.
And she swears that she's never said it.
Wow.
And but she also said it to a friend of mine.
Whoa.
That if she looked like our friend, we would have dates all the time.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, comparing people to people, that's a
Yeah,
downward spiral.
This has psychologically damaged you.
It really has.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Exactly right.
I try really hard with my kids not to do that. And my mom's a big person on appearance. And my daughter's overweight. And she has made comments to her. And I'm like, I will stop the car and take you home.
Wow.
If you're going to say that.
Have you sought any professional counseling on this matter?
I have, yes. I'm in counseling now.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I mean,
All
MJ,
right.
a lot of, especially to a younger kid, that's a traumatic thing to say. It sticks
Yeah.
with them forever.
Hey, listen, I wish you the best, Carrie. Thank you, Carrie.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right, have a good one. Yeah, Fester.
You got to do Cash Cat.
Cash Kitty.
Damn it, you're right. Cash Kitty. I'm sorry.
You are correct. It's 8:02. Yeah, right. Listen, I get carried away.
That's okay.
Cash Kitty. The word is gains. Yeah. So this hour's word is gains. Gains. That's gains. Text the word gains, GAINS, nationwide to 45911 right now before 825. You got a shot at $1,000 cash right now, or you can enter it on the Q105 app or at myQ105.com. Good luck, Cash Kitty, $1,000 right now. Your chance to win, and then I'm going to give you details on the local only $1,000 contest. We're giving away 40 grand beginning on Monday, only on the MJ Morning Show. 40 winners, $1,000 a pop, 40 grand. Thanks to the Kemp Law Group, and that starts on Monday morning. I'll give you details on that in just a bit. Andrew, let me just grab these three, and then we'll wrap it up. I'm gonna grab Gavin, Nate, and Anonymous. All right, first let me grab Nate in Largo. Nate, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning, MJ. I love you guys, man. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
My situation is, I didn't actually tell my wife she needs to be more like somebody. My situation was I went to the Walgreens to pick up a prescription. She's in the passenger seat. The lady asked me, "Okay, who are we getting a prescription for today?" And me, in order for everybody to understand.
Well, hang on. Was it a scheduled drug? Did you have to present an ID? Was it like for oxys or something?
No. It was just a nasal spray. It wasn't nothing big. The issue of it was when she asked the name of the person I was getting a prescription for, I said my wife's name and then my ex's last name. They have the same first name.
Oh, no.
Well, they have the last name.
You slipped, yeah.
Soon as she said, who are we picking it up for, the name blurted out. I instantly made eye contact with her. Her face turned beet red, and it ain't ended since. That was over 6 months ago, and I still hear my ex's name for breakfast, for lunch, and for dinner.
Oh, my God. So wait a minute. Your ex has the same first name as your current?
Exactly.
And what is the name? What is the name?
Amanda.
Oh, hold on. You ended up with back-to-back Amandas?
Amanda's, and the last name is the only thing that differs them. And yeah, when I blurted it out, I instantly felt the heat in my body. I looked at her, and she confirmed it. And
Holy crap! I'm just amazed. How do you find two Amandas back to back?
I mean, they're out there. It's not an uncommon name.
I know that Amanda is a somewhat common name, but to date. All right, so wait a minute. The first Amanda, what was that? A wife or a girlfriend or what?
a girlfriend.
Right,
and
and then-
MJ,
yeah.
that's not the end. I've dated throughout my career that my wife knows about 4 Amandas.
Get the hell out! Get out of here! No,
Wow.
If this wasn't a live radio show, I'll name them all first and last name to confirm. I'm telling you, 4 Amandas. Me and my wife talked about this, as a joke earlier in our relationship. And here it is years later, and one of those Amanda's names popped up. So it wasn't like I can make up, I didn't even know she knows all
Oh
of the
my
Amandas.
God, Nate! Hold on a minute, Nate. I got to ask you, Nate. What is your favorite song?
It wasn't me. Shaggy.
It wasn't me.
All
It wasn't.
That's pretty funny.
I was going to ask you if your favorite song is that Boston song.
I'm not familiar.
That
You never
that
heard it?
that
Take you by surprise and make you realize Amanda.
yeah. Well, hold on. What'd you say?
I do. That should be my theme song.
You are an Amanda magnet.
I am. I mean, they're beautiful. I love them. I've never had any bad Amandas yet. But, yeah, the tragic part of is you got to remember which one you're with.
Dude, if that's
Oh
the
my
case, your
God.
current Amanda has to understand your past and give you a pass on
That
it.
is crazy. All right, Nate. Man, this.
To say that and to end it, she does. We joke about it, but she does remind me in a jokeful way.
Oh,
like, hey,
man.
I'm not that Amanda. I'm not, like I said, breakfast, lunch, and dinner now.
Nate, thank you, buddy. Yeah, Michelle can be that way. Like Michelle's still bringing up something that I did like 2 Octobers ago, or something
She
that
remembers.
or something I didn't do 2 Octobers
She
ago.
keeps the receipts,
Yeah.
man.
All right, 2 more quickies. Can you believe the calls that we get on this show are just fascinating? Gavin in Tampa, then Anonymous. Hello, Gavin, Tampa. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, how are y'all?
What's up?
What's up?
Go ahead.
Well, I never experienced anyone saying that to me personally in my life. But if anyone ever does say that to me, blocked, never talk to them again, I'm gone. That's all I gotta say.
You're out.
Hey, Gavin.
I'm
Gavin,
out. What's up,
Gavin,
man?
what if Ella says it to you?
Bro, nah.
Hello.
Esther, bro. Their parents are gonna listen to this.
I know. I had Ella's uncle contact me, bro.
This is the
I had
How do
Ella's.
you remember
this is the Gavin from Steinbrenner
Gavin
High
from
School.
Steinbrenner High School.
Oh,
You were
my
dropping
God.
Ellas. I know there's 2 Ellas. I know the 2 Ellas.
Oh, my
I
So,
know the whole
so
story,
the
bro.
the previous caller dated 4 Amandas. Gavin, the high school student from Steinbrenner, he's dated 2
He's
Ellas.
17 years old, 2 Ellas.
Bro.
Bro, don't try me yet, Gavin.
Oh, we love you, Gavin.
You're the best,
Thank,
kid.
thank you, man. Gavin, have a great,
Call in anytime.
I love y'all.
have a great final days of high school, man. All right, last call on this. Anonymous out in Polk City. Anonymous, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning, MJ. Good morning, Fester.
Good morning.
Listen, I have a story. My ex-brother-in-law told his wife on the numerous amounts of occasions that she needed to be more like me.
Oh.
You know how hard it was just horrible because the fact that he wanted her to be like me, and it put me in an awkward position because, I mean, me and her were really, really good friends.
Yeah, until he started comparing you two.
Exactly. And then it went south from there.
That's awful.
What's
No,
that? What's that song? I wish my girlfriend. No, that song was more. What is that song?
Wish your girlfriend was hot like me.
Hot like me. Hot like me. Yeah.
That's what.
But it's crazy because he wanted her to act like me, wanted her to clean house like me,
Oh, wow.
take care of the children like
Yeah,
me.
there you go.
It was horrible.
Yeah. Was
Horrible.
it don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? Right, that's the song. All right, thanks for the call, Anonymous.
It sounds like her
Thank
brother-in-law just wanted her to clean house and be a maid
Yeah,
like her.
I wish you the best. Thank you. All right, 8:10 at the MJ Morning Show. Man, you go to phones and you never know what you're going to get. And, more and more, man, the phones are just tremendous here on the MJ Morning Show. You never know what's coming your way. Did you see?
Yeah, don't you? I think it was by the Pussycat Dolls.
Was that Andrew? Do you have that? Do you have that?
I mean, Q105 doesn't play that much Pussycat Dolls.
No,
unfortunately.
is this the video? Hold on.
I think so.
Yeah, roll this and.
Soldiers, let's go. Let me talk to y'all and just, give you a little situation.
Is this the song?
You see
It's the video.
Yeah. Well, can you cue it up? Oh, there you go. There you go. There you have it.
Actually, yes, I do now that I'm seeing the video.
Hey, did you see the Dum Dum story?
The lollipops?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. This is a Dum Dum story. A kid playing with her mother's phone ordered 70,000 Dum Dum lollipops to the front door.
Did you see the picture of their house?
I did. 70. Oh, my God. Hysterical.
Just industrial cases.
This is in Kentucky. A woman said, it's her son. A Kentucky woman said that her young son was playing with her phone over the weekend and secretly placed an Amazon order for 70,000 Dum Dum lollipops. $4,200 in Dum Dums.
I mean, I think it's the crappiest of the lollipops, but you know what?
Well, you
It's
know
a
what?
good lollipop.
We have Dum Dums in the lobby.
Yeah.
So if you come to Q105,
We give you the crappiest of the lollipops.
well, have you seen the shrinkage on Dum Dums?
I never thought they were that big in the first place.
Listen, dude. The way Dum Dums used to be, it's like a bowling ball on a stick compared to what they are now. And I'm telling you. So, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, I'm like, you know what? Let me grab one of these. I'm leaving the studio, and we have a glass dish in the front lobby area at reception, and I grabbed the Dum Dum. I opened the thing up. It was like a freaking BB. It was like a little pea. I was like, what the hell happened to the size of the Dum Dums? So, Lexington, Kentucky, Holly LaFavors. Yeah, she told her story on social media. She posted pictures of, like almost her whole front door is blocked with the Amazon delivery of the Dum Dums. 70,000. Now, how did the kid order 70,000? I don't think there's like a button to order 70,000 Dum Dums. What do you order like?
So here's
like
the case.
1,000. How many in a case?
In this case that they bought, because I see the picture at the house, there's 2,300 Dum Dums in this box.
Okay, for $132.95, you get 2,300 Dum Dums. So he ordered, I guess, those cases because that looks like the case that's pictured on their front porch, and the boxes are stacked up because. How many cases to order? 25. How many cases? 70,000 divided by 23.
Yeah,
that gives you the number, right?
20,
by 2,300 rather.
25 maybe.
Yeah, 20. Anyway, Liam. Liam's in second grade. Yeah, make sure your kids aren't ordering all kinds of crap on Amazon. Anyway, Amazon does have a return policy. Well, but you know what?
Can you return food?
You know what? On some food items you can't. So, but Amazon apparently is accepting these returns. 30 cases. So 30 cases of Dum Dums on her doorstep. Yeah, that was the 2,300, right? 2,300 count?
I think she had no passcode on her phone.
Oh, my God.
Or no passcode on her Amazon purchase
So,
account.
Liam, the second grade son, placed the order while playing with mom's phone over the weekend. Amazon initially agreed to allow LaFavors to return 8 of the 30 cases. They're not taking them all back. They're only taking back. They originally only were going to take back 8 of the 30 initially. And then I think finally, once the story made news, I think Amazon has now agreed to take back all 30 cases.
Who buys that many Dum Dums?
Well, obviously Liam, the second grade, problem child.
2,300 in one case. That's a lot.
Hey, a couple of local items here. Tampa Bay gone crazy. Yes. Did you see the gender reveal that scared the living bejesus out of folks on Indian Rocks Beach? No. Some family ignited like a commercial fireworks grade gender reveal that, I mean, the plumes of smoke and the explosion, apparently it was like, the Israelis bombing the airport in Yemen. I mean,
holy crap!
Yes!
Oh my God, that's the most smoke I've ever seen for a gender reveal anything.
It looks like the house is on fire. You know what it looks like? It looks like one of those airdrops where they're trying to put out a wildfire in California, and it's the red flame retardant. Can you say flame retardant, or are you
I'm
getting
not
in trouble
sure.
for that?
We might get a call. I don't know.
So listen to this. Indian Rocks Beach, Sunday evening, about 7:30, there's this huge explosion.
How does that stain your house?
I don't know.
That.
Or the neighbors' houses. Folks, this is unbelievable.
Where are the people? I mean, they must be against the house. Covered by smoke.
I mean, did they die from smoke inhalation or asphyxia, or were they blown to bits? So it turns out there was a gender reveal. It's pink smoke, but it is like a freaking forest fire. It's like 8,000 acres are on fire. I mean, that's what this looks like. I'm just trying to paint the picture for those listening for this gender reveal. So, hey, Andrew, our new website, we don't have an as seen anymore, right? Because they
no.
Do we? Is that back yet? Our website is such I'm so embarrassed by our website redesign. It looks like a fourth grader designed it in 1996, maximized for Netscape.
Yeah, I'm sending my daughter to a coding camp this summer, and this is what they're going to do the first day.
Oh, fix our website?
Yeah, that's what kind of crap they're going to build.
Oh, my God, it's awful.
All
right, so
this is horrific on this smoke.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. So Channel 8 was where I first saw the story. Beth McMullen said cars were lining a portion of Harbor Drive South in Indian Rocks Beach. All of a sudden, she and fellow neighbors heard a massive boom and a massive pink plume of smoke. It's like 3 individual huge columns of smoke. All of our neighbors started coming out of their homes asking, what the hell was that?
Did people know?
We had people walking down the street like dazed and confused, asking what was going on. So McMullen, Beth McMullen, I wonder if she's part of the McMullen Booth family.
She's half of it.
Yeah. So
they don't get along anymore. The McMullens and the Booth, they no longer talk.
Big old feud.
Yeah, big feud.
So she called 911. And then she says, this is what landed in my neighbor's yard. She also had to deal with all the pink smoke that landed in her yard as well. And there's she has a whole bag of debris.
Sure, I mean, there's particles to the explosive device.
It appears that this is a war-grade gender reveal explosives kit. I mean, this is like bomb squad stuff right here.
I mean, if you really want to piss off the Taliban, drop pink smoke on them.
This is like a military EOD or something, you know?
It's like a Moab.
It's the mother of all bombs. You're right. Holy crap. This is unbelievable. So the sheriff's office in Pinellas County, they declined the request for an interview. Yeah, they're doing that a lot lately. I tried to get the sheriff on with the whole scam call. You know, remember the jury duty scam, and they declined. I mean,
using the name of his agency.
Listen, I thought it would be a great public service to have the Pinellas County Sheriff on the NJ Morning Show to say, hey, listen, they're using one of our deputies' names in the jury duty scam. It's not real. And they declined.
Not every sheriff is looking to be in front of the camera 24/7.
Listen, I just think it would be a good public service, to discuss it. Anyway, so the sheriff's office even declined a request for an interview from Channel 8. So Channel 8, listen, a Channel 8 reporter stopped by the house in question.
Was it covered in pink soot?
They found a box in the trash can at the curb, a big box labeled Amazing Fireworks, Prince or Princess. So I guess the prince is the blue plumes And the pink, that's the princess plumes.
I have to say they got the name right because it is amazing.
Oh, my God.
It's a mess, but it's amazing.
All right, folks, if you want to see what this looks like, if you would like to see, because someone snapped a picture of this thing. If you want to see what this looks like, just go to Google and type in Indian Rocks Beach, loud boom, pink plume of smoke, Channel 8, Tampa. And you'll see the image. It's insane. It is like, I'm telling you, like a professional fireworks show or some type of a military target.
So, I mean, it's been a couple of months, but I was at Galaxy Fireworks, and they have gender reveal boxes, but I had no idea it was that much smoke.
By the way, according to the Indian Rocks Beach City Code, it is illegal to set off fireworks and can result in a $500 fine. How about that? Another interesting Tampa Bay area story. This is also Pinellas County. Did you see they evacuated that condo in Clearwater?
Well, they saw cracks on the foundation or something?
Yeah, this is it. You know,
you can't take chances.
You think of that condo collapse in South Florida. All right. Do you have to roll now? Okay. Hey, thank you, Don. I appreciate you. Don, thank you so much. Yeah, Don's just dropping off something for me. Don, I appreciate that. All right. Yeah, Don, hey, Don, the IT guy, just dropped off some passes for me for Billy Idol. Thank you, Don. Everything going well for you?
Everything's going great.
All right.
Hope you guys have a good time Saturday.
All right, thank you very much, buddy. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Don.
Sorry you came during the hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. I can't have any social time with you.
I mean, you did make the guy stand here for 25 minutes.
I
mean, we could have gone right to him.
Hey, we entertained Don.
We could have gone right to him.
We entertained Don for
Thanks,
25.
Donnie.
All right, so after the condo collapse.
In what, Surfside?
Yeah, it was Surfside.
Seaside?
Seaside? Yeah, that was Seaside. Yeah, why don't you look it up?
Yeah.
You know, I was confused. Is it Seaside or Surfside? No, we had that horrible condo collapse. And I think close to it is Surfside. Surfside, South Florida. And that's where you had, I think, nearly 100 people. 98 people died.
It's awful.
In the Surfside condo collapse back in 2021. And listen, that was an eye-opener for these older condo buildings all over Florida. And listen, we're littered with these old things. And yesterday there was an evacuation. Clearwater Police and Clearwater Fire and Rescue, they responded to the South Beach 3 condos, 1460 Gulf Boulevard, around 4 p.m., to assist in the evacuation of all the people in the building because there was a big concern over whether the building was structurally sound. 12-story condo being remodeled, and apparently a support column in the first floor parking garage was found with cracks. Now, I heard from somebody last night. I know somebody that's in the insurance business, and they're part of the insurance for a lot of these condos in the vicinity. I had heard that the building is undergoing renovations and that it's believed that one of the contractor's trucks hit a support pole inside the parking garage. So, listen, I don't know if that's true or false, but that's what I heard last night.
So that would make it an isolated incident.
Yeah, I don't think the building is going to collapse. I don't think there's like inherent structural problems with the building. If it's true that a contractor hit a concrete support column causing a crack, but I think that would not mean that the building is structurally compromised. Anyway, I've not confirmed that, but I heard it from a really good source that it might just be as a result of a contractor because the building is undergoing renovations right now. So we'll see what comes out of that. But the last thing we need is a Clearwater Beach condo collapse, and everybody had to evacuate.
Absolutely. Have they let them back in?
No, I don't think so. No, they brought buses in to move people to shelters. Wow. So it's an older building. It's not one of the newer condos along Gulf Boulevard.
So like the Sand Key area.
Yeah, exactly. Sand Key area. And hopefully it's, it's nothing major, but again, I had heard that a contractor hit the column and caused the concrete to crack, which I don't think that means the building is structurally compromised. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Hey, this is funny. So the conclave has begun. The conclave is on.
What, does it start like at 3 a.m. our time or
Yeah,
something?
I think the first vote might come right as the morning show is ending. I think the first vote might be like 5 p.m. Rome time. So I think that's right around 10 a.m. our time. So I believe it's 5 p.m. The first vote, and then, of course, the next day, tomorrow, I think there might be up to 4 votes. And then we'll see how long it takes for the white smoke to billow. You know what they ought to do? They ought to be the big Pope reveal kit. The big fireworks kit.
Yes.
Yeah, instead of like a little puny chimney spewing out white or black smoke, they ought to have, and then if you saw Conclave, then a gender reveal Pope kit. That would be really, really appropriate if you saw Conclave.
Surprisingly appropriate.
The movie, yeah, and the big surprise ending in Conclave. Anyway, so this is why I'm bringing it up. Obviously, big day. The Conclave is on. It's begun at the Vatican. And the first secret vote will happen later today. But listen to this. Do you believe this? Cardinals are watching Conclave, the movie, for guidance.
I heard that procedurally they get a lot of things right.
Right.
And for a lot of these Cardinals, this might be their first conclave.
Check this out, though. This is from Politico, the website Politico, which is it's a respected source. From Politico, Cardinals are watching Conclave the movie for guidance. Vatican City, faced with the highly secretive and complex ritual of choosing a new pope, Catholic cardinals have turned to Hollywood to learn how it could all play out. As crazy as it might sound, some of the 133 high-ranking clerics set to enter the Sistine Chapel when the conclave starts Wednesday, today, have looked to the Ralph Fiennes movie, handily titled Conclave, for pointers. Some have watched it in the cinema, or you got a whole bunch of cardinals with a laptop or a tablet, and they're hooked up to Netflix or whoever is. Which streaming service has Conclave right now?
Scusi, I watched the movie.
Yeah, the Conclave
Yes.
on Netflix. Yes. Yeah, the movie directed by blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so I just thought it was hysterical. Yeah. All might sound painfully relevant. The film was seen as remarkably accurate even by the Cardinals, said a cleric, making it a helpful research tool, especially at a time when so many of the conclave participants have little experience of Vatican politics. So I had heard that the now deceased Pope Francis, he appointed 80% of the cardinals that are participating in the conclave to vote for a new pope. That's a lot. Looks like Francis really stacked the deck to kind of, continue his legacy of a more liberal papacy.
Yeah, now that you get to see some of the contenders,
Yeah.
our guy, he's at like 10%.
Yeah, Conclave released 4 months before Pope Francis's death on April 21st and provided extraordinarily well-timed primer for millions of people who developed a sudden thirst for the minute updates on the papal front. Hey, again, once the Pope passed away, we had numerous stories how people were flocking and streaming and watching Conclave en masse. And that's not the same mass as Sunday Mass.
Although
they're not watching in the mass on en mass.
Why shouldn't? Why what?
MASS.
Today,
Yeah.
this Sunday morning, we're going to watch the first half of Conclave.
Yes.
For the Pope.
Yeah, we'll forego my sermon. We're just gonna play Conclave
That's
on the big screen here.
Snacks are available.
Wafers for everybody.
Wafers and wine for everybody.
For everybody. Anyway, I just thought it was interesting. The Cardinals are watching the freaking movie. Are you ready for the toughest jobs in America? Where do you think our job is radio personalities doing a morning show, having to entertain every single morning, day after day, year after year. Where do you think our job falls on the list of the 20 hardest jobs in America?
I'll tell you right now, this job doesn't get the respect it deserves. Because, okay, granted.
I agree with that.
There's not a lot of heavy lifting in this job.
There's a lot of heavy mental lifting.
But there's,
continuity to keep things going, the consistency, the content generation.
Not only to have something to say, but to have something to say that's relevant or matters or is relatively entertaining.
You look at a TV show like a sitcom, and it's 22 minutes. A half an hour is like 21 and change or 22 minutes of content. We're doing a 4-hour show every single day. 4 hours. Live. This is, it's not like, all right, let's take that again. I mean, there are some times where I really botch something up, and I'd like to take it again.
So there was a sports talk show host years ago, and he had a caller that would just lay into him.
Yep.
Anybody could do your job, blah blah blah.
Okay.
So he invited him in.
Right.
Steve Dumig had a caller come in and do the show,
and
this guy was out of stuff to talk about in 6 minutes, and Steve is just sitting there, and it's just dead air, and he's like,
So maybe it was a little tougher than I thought.
That guy never insulted him again.
All right, so I have the 20 most demanding jobs in America, according to this latest survey. Yeah, this is another research poll. 2,000 Americans were surveyed, including 1,000 trade workers. So here we go. I'm going to count them down from number 20 to number 1. Is your job, is your occupation in the list of the top 20 hardest, most demanding jobs in America?
Is oil roughneck like number 1?
Well, yeah, let me go down the list.
All right.
Number 20 is drywall plaster installer. Number 19, carpenter, woodworker, cabinet maker. Number 18, lawyer. Number 17, teacher. Number 16, pilot. Number 15, engineer. Number 14, home builder. Number 13, electrician. Number 12, roofer. And, of course, for all of your roofing needs, folks, if you need a new roof, if you need a roof repair, call Westfall Roofing.
Yeah.
And just so you know, Westfall roofers have the 12th hardest job in America.
It's a tough job.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt that.
Westfallroofing.com. Number 11 is nurse. Number 10 is oil worker.
Okay.
Roughneck.
The Roughnecks.
Yeah, just ask the guys at the Deepwater Horizon, right?
Yeah.
Ask those guys.
I was thinking Roughnecks like in the middle of Oklahoma or something.
All right. 9, air traffic controller. Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and ask the guys at Newark all about being an air traffic controller?
So these
They've
jobs...
lost 3 radar scopes went black. They lost all the radios at approach. Just got told that approach lost all their radars. 3 of their 4 radar screens went black, and they have no frequencies.
You were saying?
These jobs, some of them are very physically demanding, but maybe not mentally demanding. And other ones are just high stress.
Yeah.
Without, lifting any bricks.
Number 9 is air traffic controller. The 8th most demanding job in America is farmer. Number 7 is astronaut. Yeah, that's a really common occupation. Why is that even on the list? Number 6 is EMT or paramedic. Number 5 is police officer. Number 4 is doctor. Number 3 is being in the military. Number 2 is construction worker. And the number 1 most demanding job in America is firefighter. Number 1 on the list is firefighter.
Station 51, KMG 365.
And by the way, police officer being number 5 on the list. Did you see and hear the audio of the Tampa police officers that saved the kid from choking on like a little cherry tomato?
No. I love cherry tomato.
Oh man, this is unbelievable.
How old was the kid?
Young kid. I don't know if I saw the age of the kid, but a couple of years old. Bring up, if you haven't seen the video, I've got the audio. Bring up the video. I'm going to play the audio here in a second. But the body cam, the Axon body cam of a Tampa police officer, it caught the scene, and the kid is choking. This happened back in April, and the video has now come out. And this Tampa police officer, along with fellow Tampa police officers, they saved this young kid. You've got a man who apparently is the father who's just panicking as the boy can't breathe. The tomato is jammed in his throat.
He's a toddler.
Yeah,
Look at him.
I mean, if I were to guess, I was trying to figure out the age looking at the video.
2?
Maybe
2.5?
Maybe 3?
Yeah.
3 years old? I mean, somewhere in that vicinity.
I mean, he's walking.
Yeah.
He has his own personality.
They've blurred out what he's walking. He has his own
like a baby, like a baby, isn't. It's a baby. It's not walking. It doesn't have its own personality. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, let me play the audio for you because this is amazing. And, anybody that says F the police, screw off. I mean, the officers, TPD, Tampa cops, saved this little 2 or 3 year old kid's life as the father is panicking. The little tomato has blocked the kid's airway. And the audio is just unbelievable. All right, listen to this.
You're joking, bro. You're joking.
Get fire wrong.
My God, bro.
Can you see anything in his mouth? Can you open your mouth? I can't really see.
He was eating a tomato, bro.
Do you hear this?
Yeah. That's the father.
Oh, he's talking. Are you okay?
He's got something stuck in his throat.
Can you open your mouth for me, buddy?
Yep, there you go. Spit it out. Spit it out.
All right.
The child is coughing it up right now.
All right, so they get the tomato out.
You okay, bud?
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Come on, bud. Yeah, I fired. You okay, buddy?
I can't see.
And then the father is like panicking.
He's making noise. He's breathing. So relax. You all right, bud?
Yeah, if he's crying, he's all right.
That's a good sign.
There it is. There it is.
Yep.
Hey, bud.
All right, so, if they're not making noise, when someone's choking, they make no noise.
It was a little tomato.
Yep.
Yeah. Where? Yeah. See, it's right there.
Oh, well, yeah, I just texted Chief Burkaw. He said he'd love to come on, but he's at a Big Brother, Big Sister event right now, or else he'd come on, but he's at an event right now. Listen, great job, TPD. Great job to these officers. I don't have the officers' names, but TPD shared the video on their Facebook page.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And most of the time, if choking is when someone is silent. If someone is hacking and gagging and coughing, then they're usually not choking.
Air is getting through somehow.
And also, it's the ones that someone is sitting at the table and they're like silent. There's nothing coming out of their mouth. They're choking. They have an airway obstruction and they could die. And of course, with an adult, you do the Heimlich maneuver where you take your hands and you put it right underneath like the xiphoid, right, below the ribs, and you do the in and upward motion on an adult. With a kid, you do a whole different thing. You kind of tilt them over and then you
pat the back.
You tap them on the back.
And you could hear the officers. They must have patted the boy 150 times, 200 times.
Oh, man. Unbelievable. That is amazing. You can hear the father is in just full-blown panic mode. I mean, that is just tremendous. All right, so the big money starts on Monday morning here on the MJ Morning Show. I'm really, really looking forward to this. So Monday morning, we start blowing out $1,000 every hour only on the MJ Morning Show. This is local only. This is us only. You'll hear me actually take every single winner live on the air. So the Cash Kitty, which we had Cash Kitty at 8 a.m., the Cash Kitty will happen again at 10. The Cash Kitty will happen at noon, 3, and 5. So 5 times a day. And that's a shot to win $1,000 by texting in the keyword. That's a national contest with our company. And, yeah, people are really winning. We've had a ton of winners here on Q105 with our company contest. What's coming up on Monday is the ATMJ. And thanks to the Kemp Law Group, we're blowing out $1,000 every hour during the show. 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m. hours, Monday through Friday for 2 solid weeks. So all next week, then all the week after, a total of $20,000 a week, $40,000 total. We're giving it away. So 40 winners, $1,000 a pop. And it's only listeners to the MJ Morning Show here on Q105 that are in the running for this. So the odds just become a whole lot greater. $40,000 cash. It's the ATMJ spitting out the money thanks to the Kemp Law Group, and it's all going to start on Monday morning. Now, the first giveaway on Monday morning is going to happen in the 6 o'clock hour, and we're just going to randomly take a phone call. I'm going to say caller 50, caller 75, caller 105, whatever it is.
Whatever the number.
Whatever the number. We're just going to take the random caller, and that person wins $1,000. I ask that person what their first name is. You need to know names from there on out. So for the next hour at 7 a.m. on Monday, you have to know the 6 a.m. winner's first name. And it's like a game of tag. So then for the 8 o'clock hour, you got to know who won in the 7. For the 9 o'clock, you have to know who won in the 8. And then for 6 a.m. the next morning, you have to know who won in the 9. It's always the last winner's first name. You got to know it, then be the right caller, and boom, you win $1,000. It's the ATMJ spitting out $40,000 beginning on Monday morning at 6 a.m. here on the MJ Morning Show. Thank you, Kemp Law Group. Accident or fall, you call Kemp Law. Kemp Law, our partner in the ATMJ. And listen, guess what? They're going to be spitting out cash to you as well when they win your case.
Listen.
In a car accident or a slip and fall.
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah. Burger King getting sued.
By who?
Uh-oh. Burger King is getting sued. The number 2 burger chain in America is being dragged into a class action because the claim is their photographs of their food exaggerate the size.
Oh, shut up. I don't want to hear this anymore.
Here we go.
Oh, the photograph. They're wrapping a burger in paper and jamming it in a bag and sticking it into your fat face.
All right, dude, listen, we're going to obviously have a disagreement here. So a federal judge in Miami has ruled that Burger King is going to have to face a lawsuit alleging that their advertisements highly exaggerate the size of the Whopper, their signature sandwich. Yeah, the suit was brought by 19 customers, 13 different states, and they claim that Burger King's marketing on TV makes the Whopper look far more substantial than what it is.
Will the actual king have to testify, or are they just going to call that jingle singer up to the stand? Huh? Have him... Your way. How's that going? Yeah.
This Whopper doesn't look like it really is on TV. You're not going to have all the tomatoes and the vegetables hanging over. Your Whopper is not going to look the same. Sue our ass off at Burger King. Like that?
So if they put a little asterisk...
Lawsuit. Sue us. Burger King. Yeah!
The judge will render a ruling, so there will be a ruling.
You know, I probably could have spent a little more time writing a funny jingle for that.
off the cuff, off the fly is perfect.
Yeah.
If Burger King put a little asterisk and said Photos for demonstration purposes only.
The ad shows sandwiches with condiments and veggies overflowing the buns, contains more than double the amount of beef found in the standard Burger King. All right, you realize, folks, and I'm not saying this is right, but in all of these food commercials, they hire what are called food stylists.
Yes.
That's a thing. Food stylists. They will work for hours, if not days, to come up with the TV camera-ready food item. And in a lot of cases, the food is like shellacked, like droplets of like water sweat. It's like clear glue they use, like on the edge of the tomatoes. A lot of times you'll see like the beads of like dew, and like it's water dew from the fields with the fresh tomatoes on the edges of the tomato. That's glue. They use like seriously. They do. They use they use droplets of clear glue to make it look like it's like water droplets on the tomatoes. All right, let's be clear. Look at the Subway commercials. Look at the Subway commercials where they present the latest round of specialty sandwiches at Subway. Your sandwich at Subway is never going to freaking look like the commercial.
No.
Never. This has always been the case. Now, should the food and fast food companies and the restaurant, should they have to change that? I mean, can you imagine if the pictures actually depicted some of the slop that you got that was wrapped up inside the bed,
All
inside
smushed together.
Yeah.
A piece of coagulated cheese and one sorry-looking pickle.
Yeah. And, you know, they'll drop the bun on top of the burger. The bun's all bouncing around, and the lettuce is like a little lettuce trampoline, you know?
So I saw one of these food artists make the French fries before.
Oh,
and
God.
they use actual French fries,
Right.
but there's like a toothpick in the bottom, and
Yeah.
they're put into like foam, like florist foam.
Yeah, flower arrangement foam in
Yeah.
the bottom, and then they use like little toothpick skewers to like line up all the fries.
So all the fries are always standing up perfectly.
Yeah. Listen, folks, the food ads, the food commercials, the food you get from these places is, in most cases, not representative of real life. And here we go. Got a judge down in Miami, a federal judge, says that the class action lawsuit can go forward, suing Burger King that the Whopper commercials, the Whopper is displayed with far more meat and far bigger and much better looking than what you actually get at Burger King. A federal judge in Miami has ruled that the class action lawsuit can go on because the Whopper looks much better on TV. The lettuce, the tomato is overflowing, and the beef is bigger on TV. Burger King is getting their asses sued. Burger King is going to court. There you go. You like that one better?
I will say, everything on Burger King's website looks really delicious.
Well, listen, all of these, the burgers that they show on their menu items online or in the app or on TV, it is not representative of reality, is what it is. Let me grab line 2. Hi, good morning, MJ Morning Show. Johnny, Pinellas Park. Go ahead, Johnny.
Hey, MJ, just wanted to tell you your parody song was pretty good.
Yeah.
But do you guys remember the Tiny Hands ad from Burger King a few years ago? The Tiny Hands guy?
Hold on. Did they have a guy with tiny hands holding a giant Whopper?
That's the thing. It was an ad campaign maybe 10 years ago. Two buddies were going to get food, and they're like, no, I don't want to go to Burger King because the Whopper is too big and it makes my hands look tiny. And then he'd pull his hands out of his hoodie pockets, and his hands were super tiny. You guys don't remember that?
Oh, I just found it. I just found it online.
Yeah, well, it's only because I remember it, and I always bring it up to friends because I have tiny hands. I always say I have Burger King hands, but nobody knows what I'm talking about.
Hold on, you have little tiny hands like Dunice?
Yeah, little baby hands.
Really?
I mean, imagine T-Rex. You know why he's a bad tipper? Because his arms are too short. He can't fit into his
he can't reach his pocket.
Right. Yeah, I mean.
So anyway,
what?
I mean, yeah, a guy who never picks up the bill we call alligator
Yeah,
arms.
alligator
I've heard
arms.
that before.
I can't. I can't. Hold on. Fester found the commercial.
All right, this is what you're talking about, Johnny.
All right, go ahead and roll it. Let me
Let's
hear.
go grab some double cheeseburgers at BK. Nah, I'm gonna get one at McDonald's. Why? There's a BK right there. I have these tiny hands. They're not that tiny. They are that tiny. And that double cheeseburger or BK, it's so big, it's gonna make them look even tinier. What if I hold it for you?
The double cheeseburger. 30% more meat than the McDonald's double cheeseburger, and only $1.
So they should bring that guy back and do a recap of the tiny hands guy, and then they probably wouldn't get sued anymore because of the size difference. You know?
I mean, it's all relative, Johnny. You're right.
Johnny.
Johnny, how small are your hands?
Oh, I don't know, man. When I stand up next to my son, who's 5'4", his fingers are a little bit bigger than me.
All right.
But I'm 5'8".
Right.
But then he's got size 11 shoes when he's 5'4", and it's weird.
Oh, man. So what size are your feet?
9.5.
All right. But you have little tiny Dooney's hands.
Yeah.
Johnny, maybe you're not the father.
You are not the father. All right.
Maury.
All right. Thanks, Maury. Thank you, Johnny.
You guys have a great day.
You have a
See you,
great
Johnny.
day.
Oh, my God.
All right. So Burger King facing a lawsuit. Yeah. Hey, what time is it? 8:52. All right.
What do you want to do?
Yeah, you know what? Let me break so I don't get too long because I need more time. We have a tremendous amount of stuff. There's an item that Michelle would not let me do, but since Michelle is not here today, I'm going to do it.
Oh.
Yeah, I've got two actual stories that there's one from last week that was just, I mean, you got to be kidding me. And then there's another story that just popped out yesterday, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? Involving cats and dogs. And again, Michelle would not let me do one of the dog story last week because she said that she didn't want to hear it. She was like, oh my God, I don't want to hear that. I'm going to leave the room. I'm going to leave the studio if you do that story. So I didn't do the story. Right? So what is it? And then I saw another item which is very similar yesterday. I'm like, oh my God. All right, thank God Michelle's not here today because I got to talk about these imbeciles, these rejects. I'm blown away by the idiocy here. And did you see the football coach out in Lakeland?
Yeah,
what? Oh, yeah, don't
like the assistant coach.
Yeah. How did they think they were going to get away with this? And I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you meddling kids.
Nothing to do with the kids.
Then Kanye flips out, walks off an interview with Piers Morgan. We got to get to that. Anyway, there's a lot of stuff. I haven't even scratched the surface on what's coming up next in the 9 o'clock hour. Do not miss any of this. Yes, Fester?
You also have a garage door opener to give away.
I do.
Right.
And that's coming up actually first thing when we get back. So I've got garage door opener number 3 to give away with our Banco garage door opener contest for Mother's Day. And that's next. Hold on. All of it. I got that right here. Ready to go. Good. Here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM. Almost 9:01 at the MJ Morning Show. We 87,504 garage door openers all week long. Gave one away on Monday. Gave one away on Tuesday. We're giving away another one in minutes. Which email entry to win Mom a garage door opener valued at $1,000 installed from Banco? Which entry, which email will win next in moments here on the MJ Morning Show? So Michelle, she laid down the law, and I had a particular item that she would not let me do last week. She said, nope, you're not doing it. I'm walking out of the studio. If you do the story, I'm walking out.
I remember her. She got a little agitated over something. But what was it?
The bulk of it was at the house when I was doing the prep. I'm like, oh, my God, we got to talk about that. She's like, no.
It was still in your pile, and you brought it up, and she goes, no, I'm walking out.
Yep.
I'm leaving.
So there's an item from last week, but then I stumbled across a similar story last night. I'm like, oh, my God. So Michelle's not here. I got to turn this into like a public service announcement and ask what the hell is going on. The story that Michelle got all bent out of shape on that she didn't want me to do on the air, which was very upsetting, is the investigation up in Holiday if a dog was intentionally run over, like somebody veered and intentionally hit a dog. I don't know who the hell would do this. So this was a story, I think it happened last week. A beloved family pet, this was in Holiday in Pasco County, and a family dog was run over. And this happened last week. Jesse Stanizek's dog, Chase, got out of their backyard, ended up a couple of blocks away from the house, and the dog was hit and killed by a driver. And then apparently people saw the driver like intentionally swerve to hit the dog.
That's terrible.
I'm like, what the hell? So Pasco County deputies are in the midst of an investigation to see if the Holiday dog was intentionally run over. Tell you what, if I ever saw that, I would rip that driver out of the car and beat them senseless. If I ever saw, does that fall under stand your ground? Am I standing ground for the dog?
I don't know, but I take my chances in front of a jury on that one.
Oh, my God. So deputies are looking to see if it was intentional because initially they thought it was just an accident. Dog got out. This is just a horrific, horrific story. So now the Pasco County Sheriff's Department is investigating. I haven't seen an update, but hopefully justice will be served if it turns out that that's the case. Yeah, so they're investigating. They're looking for tips, trying to track down the driver. They're looking for any tips. You can call the Pasco County Sheriff's Office, if you have any idea who ran over this dog in Holiday last week. And then the second story that just popped up that I saw yesterday, and the fact that Michelle's not here, is now we have a Dunedin woman who apparently intentionally ran over a cat on the sidewalk.
Intentionally?
What the hell?
Leave the cats alone.
Last week, a dog. This week, a Dunedin woman arrested on Sunday as Pinellas County deputies say that she intentionally veered her car onto a sidewalk and ran over a cat.
This lady's crazy.
Thank God it wasn't the cash kitty.
We need the cash kitty at least until Friday.
Yeah, the cash kitty ends on Friday. Then we do the big, huge $40,000 MJ morning show, ATMJ, with $1,000 every single hour, all next week and all the week after. Every folks, you got to be listening to us all next week and the second week. I mean, you should be listening to us all the time anyway, even if I'm giving away jack crap, because we're just entertaining. But you throw money on top of that. Wow. All right, so
if we're paying you to listen, we're really entertaining. I'm looking at the mugshot of the cat killer.
Yeah, they got her. They have her. Now, they're still looking for the dog runner over, the dog murderer in Holiday. But this woman in Dunedin, Valerie Kuprowitz, 48 years old, she's been accused of swerving off the road onto the sidewalk and hitting a cat that was sitting on the sidewalk, according to the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. I can't even. I don't even want to describe what else is being reported by the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. And then after she veered off the road, hit the cat on the sidewalk, then went back on the road and sped out of the neighborhood. And they tracked her down. They found her, charged with cruelty to animals. That's a felony.
Yeah,
she's got a felony charge against her. This sicko.
You can't do that.
That is just unbelievable. So Michelle's not here today, so I was able to do those two stories, and I have zero tolerance for anyone that's going to hurt a poor animal, just a helpless animal. And really, you're going to veer your 4,000-pound cart into a cat sitting on the sidewalk? I'm not a cat fan particularly, but I mean, you don't do that.
Yeah, leave the cats alone.
My God. And then we have this assistant high school football coach out in Lakeland.
Yeah, Lakeland High School.
How long did this guy out in Lakeland, this assistant coach, how long did he think he could steal football helmets to the tune of $10,000 before, maybe some suspicion was raised?
I mean, I'm trying to think back. When I played high school football, we had 100 helmets. I mean, the team had a lot of helmets, but not enough to steal.
Yeah, the Polk County Sheriff's Office says that Asa Drian Yard, 23 years old, stole 36 helmets from the Lakeland High School football team.
Now, I saw Sheriff Judd give a presser on this.
Yeah.
He was also the school janitor.
I mean, what the hell?
So he's the janitor
Is it
and assistant.
Carl? from Breakfast Club, it's Carl.
Janitor and assistant football coach.
Got $50. So this guy, I guess janitor and assistant football coach, he stole 36 helmets at roughly $380 a helmet.
Those helmets aren't cheap.
Over $13,000 worth of helmets. So all the helmets are gone? I mean, how did he think that this wasn't going to be discovered? How did he think that this guy clearly, janitor Asa Drian, or however the hell you say his name, this guy's obviously not a candidate for Mensa, all right?
No, this is very poorly thought out. You know what he did with the helmets, right?
Yeah, go ahead and tell everyone.
He took him to the Play It Again Sports.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times do you walk in with a Lakeland High School football helmet before the clerk says, something's fishy?
Not one trip. He made he kept going back.
Yeah, he couldn't steal them all in one day. He stole them over a couple of months.
He kept going back to Play It Again Sports. He went to Play It Again Sports in Lakeland and also went to a location in Brandon. And he sold each helmet for $100 or less. So he only made a little less than $1,000, apparently.
So does the playing against sports have any obligation to see if something, like a pawn shop, if I pawn
Yeah.
something, they have to find out if it's stolen, right? Like if I pawn jewelry or a gun or something, right? But I guess those playing against sports, they'll just, like a consignment shop, they'll just give you money on the spot for it.
Well, Grady Judd said that when he went to play it against sports, he said who he was, showed his actual driver license, showed actual ID. They write all this stuff down. Apparently, he came up with some story when he was bringing all these helmets to play it against sports that, oh, yeah, we're getting rid of the old helmets. Yeah, we're phasing these out. We're getting new helmets. No.
Yeah, I don't think the team is just liquidating them.
No, that was a complete fabrication. The dude was lying. All right, this guy is no rocket scientist. This guy is no genius. This guy's an idiot. Yeah. So former janitor and former assistant football coach. Last I saw, he's still locked up. And the guy has no criminal history. Guess what?
You do now.
It's pending. You'll have that bestowed upon you very, very shortly. So once he was pressed by the investigators for the Polk County Sheriff's Office, he rolled over, confessed, admitted that he was wrong. And obviously this guy made a really, really stupid decision. Yeah, they hired him as a custodian back in 2022. And he was an assistant coach with the football team beginning this year. And now, I guess, termination proceedings are in the works now for this guy.
How long are the termination proceedings for a janitor?
As he sits in the Polk County Jail. Yeah, he's got to go to the Custodial Review Board.
Well, we got a couple of issues.
He's being judged by custodians of his peers.
Never did like the way you mopped the cafeteria. Just want to say that.
Oh, my God. Hey, Kanye West, I think we can all agree Kanye West is just out of his freaking mind. He's clearly got some mental problems. So he did an interview with Piers Morgan, and Kanye walks off the interview. They have a dispute over the number of followers that he has on the former Twitter, on X. I mean, really? That's going to set Kanye West off? I mean, this is just sheer idiocy. So Kanye West walked off an interview with Piers Morgan yesterday after Morgan said that Kanye had 32 million followers on X instead of 33.
So Piers was off by 1 million?
Piers missed the number of followers by 1 million. Piers Morgan said, yeah, Kanye West, 32 million followers on X. And Kanye gets all bent out of shape because the actual number is 33 million. Wow. So near the beginning of the interview, Piers Morgan says, hey, I watch what you put out on X. You got 32 million followers, so you're one of the most followed people. And then West jumps in and corrects him. I mean, this is insanity.
This is a very vile insult lobbed by Piers to short the man his followers.
How dare you? Here's the audio. Listen to this.
I watch what you put out on X. You got 32 million followers, so you're one of the most followed people.
See, wait. Now look right now. You're not gonna take inches off my dick, bro.
What?
Like, how many followers do I have?
Well, how many is it?
I think you could do the study. You got a whole staff over there.
I thought it was 32 million. How many is it? You obviously know.
I mean, no. I mean, don't help them out. They.
I'm told it's 33 million now. So congratulations. You're slightly bigger following than I thought.
No, congratulations. Your information is correct. You're not just some, dude trying to sub. I'm a gift, bro. You know what I mean? Why do all you people in media act like you haven't played my songs at your weddings or graduations or at funerals or when your child was born? You take somebody that's living like a Lennon, a Michael Jackson, and you just take all this time to just like that nuance right there. It's idiotic. It just shows the hate that you put out for people that put love. Yeah. There's so much love in the art that I put out.
What are you talking about? I haven't said anything.
What are you talking about? It's 30. Okay, now you're not taking accountability or responsibility.
You said it. You implied I haven't played your music. Of course I played your music.
No, sir. This is what you get for now. We can circle back when you can count.
Okay.
That's it.
He gets up and walks off the interview because Piers Morgan said that he had 32 million followers on X instead of 33.
I agree with everything Kanye
All
said.
right,
He's completely right.
Don't validate.
People just take and take.
Dude, don't validate this guy's mental illness.
Piers
Just
Morgan
stop it.
essentially tried to lop a couple inches off.
Don't
of his
enable.
junk.
Don't enable. And then he equates to taking inches off his.
Don't lie about my toe.
His man. I mean, what is he? He really walked off the interview and he gets a lecture about what John Lennon and Michael Jackson and playing songs at weddings and funerals and bar mitzvahs and births. And what is he? I mean, that's crazy town right there.
You know, MJ, as somebody who's very active on social media with your 24,000 followers.
It's 25,100, you bastard. Don't you, dude.
No.
That's it. I'm out of here.
I'm so sorry.
I'm out of here.
Sorry.
I'm out of here.
What are you saying?
I'm out of here.
What? You son of a bitch.
I've got 25,100 followers, not 24,000. You fat slob.
Oh, get out of here. See, I did all of you a favor. See? You're all welcome. All the listeners are welcome right now because MJ's gone. The unfortunate part is I don't know how to work the control board, so it's just going to be us talking for a little while until MJ decides to stroll his ass back in here. But point proven, Piers was wrong for insulting Kanye.
All right, I'm back.
All right.
How dare you lop inches off my wang?
I mean, there's not too many. You really can't spare inches.
Oh, my God.
Barely spare centimeters.
All right, listen, he is really a twisted individual. I mean, with the swastikas and the Nazi crap. And
yeah,
I mean,
wow.
this guy needs mental help.
Why is Piers talking to him in the first place?
Guess what? I don't know how much Kanye music is being played at bar mitzvahs these days with the whole Nazi crap. Yeah, I just thought of that. Yeah. That's insanity. Pure insanity. Hey, speaking of celebs, 9:16 at the MJ Morning Show. I've got an update on the Jennifer Aniston story. But first, garage door opener number 3. The Wednesday garage door opener. Folks, this is a hot prize. People, you ought to see how many entries we have. Yeah, and the entry process is still open. I decided to keep it open during the whole contest. But we got a lot of entries on this. And, yesterday's was long. Today is short and sweet.
Good.
Today's just short and sweet.
Let's get to it.
Yeah, let's do it. So we're giving away 5 LiftMaster 87504 garage door openers. These are made by LiftMaster. Banco is the dealer. Banco, the best garage door company in town. Any repair, any service you need, new door, new opener, you want Banco. Banco is the best. Bank on Banco, bancodoors.com. They gave me 5 of these to give away for Mother's Day. Because you know what Mom really wants? Mom wants a garage door opener, top of the line, state of the art. Mom wants to be able to look at her phone and see a video of who's coming and going. Mom wants to see if the garage door is open or closed. Yeah, this garage door opener, 360 light ring, connects via Wi-Fi. You have an app on your phone, the best. And now it's time to give away the 3rd one. What a great Mother's Day gift. Mom's going to think about you just nonstop. Mom opens this garage door, what, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day? I mean, come on.
Mom will always think of you. Always be grateful.
Every time Mom opens up the garage door, she's going to think of you.
You want to be Mom's favorite kid?
Yeah. And by the way, Mom, you can enter yourself. Yeah, if you want. You just send an entry on why you want a new garage door opener from LiftMaster and Banco. This is a $1,000 prize. This is not some janky, $89.99 prize. No, this is a $1,000 prize installed by Banco. And the latest winner is very easy email, very short and sweet. Hi, MJ. My mom would love and deserve this great garage door opener. The reason being is because she has crashed her car into the garage at least 100 times this year alone. I hope she's selected. Thank you.
100 times.
From Amir.
All right, Amir.
There you go. Sounds like Mom might need to talk to Banco about a new garage door as well.
I mean, we're taking care of the garage door opener.
She's gonna be able to push the button on this new LiftMaster. It's gonna pull up and down. I guess the bent out of shape garage door, but she's I got a great image of this thing. So congratulations. That's number 3, the third winner. Congratulations, Amir and Amir's mother.
We will be in touch.
All right. Speaking of smashing into stuff, and this is a very nice tie-in. We know more about the Jennifer Aniston gate crasher. It was intentional. It was. Did you see what came out?
No.
I need a little time on this, so we'll pick it up right after the break. Now, apparently, he's a stalker. This guy's posted all kinds of spooky, scary Jennifer Aniston stalking stuff online. And do you remember yesterday, wasn't there like a story the guy was older?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that there was a report that there was an older man and they were still trying to figure out. Well, it turns out that the perp is like 46 or 48. So they've identified the guy, and then some of his stalking and social media creepiness has now come up. We'll get to that next. And man, I got a lot of stuff. Rumors on who's going to sing at Jeff Bezos' wedding in Italy. Yeah, and we have an interesting twist to that also in just a minute.
Kanye's available.
Yeah, Kanye. All right, we have a lot in the final segment, final chunk, MJ Morning Show next. Don't move. Could be the best part of the show in the next segment here on Q105, 104.7 FM. Traffic's on at 9:21. Here's... Yay. What's going on? It's the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show here on a Wednesday. That's what's going on.
What's going on?
25 years. All right, 9:27. Oh man, we're early. We are. This is a long final chunk of the MJ Morning Show. All right. The Jennifer Aniston gatecrasher is clearly a mental case. Listen, I wonder if he's going to be, using a defense like by reason of insanity.
Because this guy has reached out and said things about Jennifer before, her security already had this guy on the radar.
48 years old. I thought there was a story like yesterday that the guy was like 70 or something.
We didn't have a name yesterday. Yeah. We really didn't know a lot about him.
Well, guess what? We know a whole lot more now. The guy that smashed the front gate of Jennifer Aniston's Bel Air mansion, her mid-century modern mansion, which she's called her safe place, by the way. Not safe from this 48-year-old maniac, Jimmy Wayne Carwile. Not Carlisle, Carwile. Carwyle, like Wile E. Coyote or something. Jimmy Wayne. Sounds like a serial killer, doesn't it?
Anybody with Wayne as a middle name.
Jimmy Wayne Carwile. Man, I think Jennifer Aniston, with a name like that, Jennifer Aniston is lucky he just smashed the front gate. Because that's the kind of name where, man, that guy is putting your limbs in the mail in a box.
How much security does she have at her house? I mean, she has a gate.
Yeah, she had armed security. So armed security drew down on this guy, and I actually saw one of the aerial shots from some LA news channel, and she has security vehicles. So Jennifer Aniston, it seems she might have 24 hours security.
Wow.
That's expensive.
I mean,
Well, all you need is a shotgun, Jennifer. You want any tips? Give me a buzz. I'll get you stocked up on home protection.
Take you out to the range.
Yeah.
Get a little practice time in.
Exactly. Yeah, California might be a little bit of a hindrance.
We'll fly her out here. We love guns.
No, but she lives there. So this maniac, Jimmy Wayne Carwile, 48 years old, smashed through the front gate. And then her security held the guy at gunpoint until the police arrived.
What was his intention? What did he want to do?
Yeah, that's what we don't know. But now it turns out that law enforcement is looking at his social media posts, and this guy's been a Jennifer Aniston stalker for some time now. There's a Facebook page with bizarre, rambling entries. One from last October and mentions Jennifer Aniston becoming his bride. October 7, 2024, this guy writes, God, Daddy always watches me and watches those who bless me, helping me get ready to see my bride, Jennifer Joanna Aniston Carwile. Even putting his name at the end of her name should be y'all's top priority, is what he wrote. This guy's got some issues. This guy's got some problems. Hang on,
I will say Jennifer Carwile does have a nice ring.
You think so?
I mean, she should give him a shot.
Here's another one. This is from August 19th of last year. Julia Carwile, I found it. I know you already know. It's Emmanuel Jennifer Joanna Aniston Carwile, my bride, my 8. What does that mean? My bride, my 8. I don't know what that means. Then October 5th, this guy wrote, if someone out there can reach Jennifer Joanna Aniston Carwile, let her know about the corruption going on, trying to keep me from her. You will be blessed. Help me, who is Israel. God, my daddy is watching. Make those blessings great by helping. He holds me back for reasons. This the main one. Oh, this guy's a Looney Tune. This guy's nuts. I mean, I don't know if he would actually hurt Jennifer Aniston.
He doesn't sound like he's terribly friendly to her.
He hurt the gate.
Yeah, he's pretty aggressive.
Just barreled. I haven't seen like a mangled picture of the gate, but he just barreled right through this damn thing. What a nut.
Here's an aerial photo of the gate.
Yeah.
It's like a hinge. It's like a double hinge gate.
Yeah.
And it's not like a wrought iron gate where you can see through it.
Yeah, it looks like it's bent though. It looks like the guy. If you look at the edges of the gate, it does look like it's bent.
Did he get through it, or did?
Oh, he smashed it right open.
But did the gate stop his car and they held him in the driveway?
Yeah, I'm glad that the security guys are not like just dudes with a special security officer badge. I'm glad these guys had guns in order to draw down on this guy. But now they're looking into felony stalking. And don't they have enhanced laws out in California? There was who was the actress that was murdered back in like 1990? There was
Was it that
yeah,
my sister Sam
yeah,
or something like that?
Yep. So after that, I believe I was out there then. I was out in L.A. 1989, 1990, 91. Yeah, bring up that My Sister Sam story.
Rebecca Schaefer.
Yep, Rebecca Schaefer was murdered at the age of 21 by an obsessed fan. Yeah, what was the date on that? July 89. Yeah, I was out in L.A. during that. I remember. And then scroll up, see if in her Wikipedia entry, if it talks about was it the Rebecca Schaefer law? I want to say that there was a law. Schaefer's death also helped prompt the 1990 passing of America's first anti-stalking laws, including California Penal Code 646.9. Wow. And was able to, I guess, get her address through DMV records, and then that instituted a whole round of privacy where
DMV information is not public information.
Yeah, wow, just unbelievable. Then we have the Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez wedding slated for this summer, and the rumors are running rampant on the big A-list performers that are supposed to perform at the Jeff Bezos wedding to Lauren.
I mean, you would think Bezos can get anybody he wants.
Do you think that Lauren Sanchez is going to have any more filler and any more work done to her face? Are her lips going to be inflated any more with collagen before the wedding?
Probably. I think she's a beautiful woman. I mean, listen, she has a little bit of work done. She takes good care of herself.
She's getting to the point where the face is getting that squared off unnatural look because she's had so much work done.
Yeah, but with this new Roblox movie, with this Minecraft movie, I'm into these blocky faces.
Okay. Or like the guys in the Money for Nothing, Chicks for Free MTV video. Yeah, like those guys, like the delivery men.
The Dire Straits?
Yeah. I want my MTV. Those guys in the old MTV video. Yeah. Money for Nothing.
It's a good look.
Listen, the good plastic surgery, good enhancement that you do to yourself. If you want to get Botox, you want to get collagen, you want to get filler, you want to have procedures done. The good stuff is when people can't tell that you've had stuff done. You just look good. You're not looking all angular and sharp like you're some kind of a Japanese anime cartoon, That's good plastic surgery. That's good work when you can't tell. And Lauren Sanchez is getting to the point where oh, my God, it's getting overdone. Just back it off. And you get some people that get just addicted to this stuff, All right, so here's the deal. The rumors are swirling about who's playing, but we have an interesting twist here. So you have Jeff Bezos, who's 61. You've got this former TV reporter, Lauren Sanchez.
She's 55.
55 years old. The word is that they've booked Lady Gaga and Elton John to sing at their Venice wedding next month in June. Insider claims that Lauren wanted some big talent to sing for them, and it doesn't get any bigger than Lady Gaga and Elton John. Well, there's one problem here. a source for Lady Gaga says that she is not going to perform.
Okay.
A source for Lady Gaga says no, that an overseas wedding event is not even on Gaga's calendar. So I'm curious. Let's see what happens when the wedding happens in June. Is Gaga going to be there? Is Lady Gaga going to sing? I mean, thank God she didn't get blown up down in Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah.
You know, with the maniac that wanted to, blow up the group that was trying to get people to detonate incendiary devices at the beachfront concert with 2 million people.
A whole foiled bomb plot down there.
Yeah.
I don't know how everybody's an insider. I mean, listen, Lady Gaga's going to take this gig. She's probably going to get, a $10 million paycheck or something?
I got some contact lens solution delivered via Amazon yesterday.
Yes.
I'm an insider.
I know.
I'm a Prime member.
I know.
An insider Prime member.
Are they going to have the wedding on Prime? On Prime streaming?
Yeah, streaming. Yeah.
Can I watch it later?
Yeah, like an NFL game on Amazon Prime. Yeah. Anyway, so I have no word whether Elton's going to be there, but some sources connected to Gaga, Goo Goo Gaga, they say that she's not going to do it. But I'm curious now to see if that is true or false. And then speaking of Gaga, the individual that was accused of planning to kill people at the Lady Gaga concert down in Brazil has been identified as Luis da Silva. Luis da Silva, 44 years old. And this guy's a sicko. And apparently he is an illegal immigrant that was recently deported from the United States. This wacko. Speaking of additional wackos, Alec Baldwin's wife, Hilaria, now claims that her fluctuating on and off again Spanish accent is due to a medical condition.
Is that a real thing? I've known people who've I heard of people who got hit in their head and they could speak like Chinese or something after they wake up or something.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
Hilaria Baldwin is now explaining that her often fluctuating Spanish accent is due to ADHD and dyslexia. I know people with ADHD and dyslexia. I just have never known them to weave in and out of a Spanish accent or appear on the Today Show and pretend like they don't know how to say cucumber in English. Yeah, while doing a fake Spanish accent. Oh, my God, really?
Listen.
So she's been called out so many times. Now she's got to come up with a medical excuse. This is embarrassing. This is a slight and a slam on those that actually have ADHD and dyslexia. She's co-opting this. She's hijacking it.
She's the only person with ADHD that has this side effect.
Yeah. Nobody
else.
No one else I know with ADHD and dyslexia is faking a foreign accent. Oh, wait a minute. So it's also causing her to fake that she was born in Spain when she was actually born in Massachusetts, and her mother's a doctor, her father's a lawyer, and went to high school, grew up totally in Massachusetts, but has pretended now for years that she is from Mallorca, from España.
See.
Is that also part of the ADHD dyslexia?
Yes.
See.
See.
Yes. All right. Unfreaking believable. So now she's got to come out with an excuse here. Yeah. In her new memoir, she also addressed the drama surrounding how she identifies as Spanish, even though she was born and raised in Boston. I mean, come on. She and Alec Baldwin deserve each other.
You can identify as anything you want these days. I mean, listen.
Yes. Unbelievable. All right. Then we've got the Smokey Robinson story. You see that?
No. Is he alive?
Yeah, he's like 86 years old.
I don't know. When you say
Smokey Robinson, the back end, I mean, like maybe even minutes or days to live, months to live, years to live, however long. Smokey Robinson has now been accused by 4 former housekeepers of like sexual assault and rape. I mean, this is crazy.
The hell are they waiting for? They have these allegations.
Oh, that's an interesting point. One of the explanations is that they're illegals and they didn't want to be deported. So they hung around and they were allegedly sexually assaulted for years while cleaning his toilets and working as a housekeeper, I guess. I don't know. Smokey Robinson sued by 4 women who say they used to work for him, so that now they're not. Claim is that he repeatedly sexually assaulted and raped them while they worked there. Filed yesterday morning in Los Angeles. They're Jane Does, and I guess they were undocumented. They were illegal aliens working as housekeepers. Also, the claim is that they were grossly underpaid. They were paid below minimum wage. They've implicated Smokey. They've implicated Frances Gladney Robinson, Smokey's wife. One of the claimants says that they were assaulted multiple times. First incident happening in 2007. I would say get the hell out of there. You had a long time to get out of there, but, they're claiming, they were illegals. They were afraid, and,
But now they're suing him for $50 million.
Yeah, Smokey Robinson allegedly would call them into his bedroom while his wife was away from the house. In one case, the housekeeper was called in, and Smokey's just sitting there naked with little Smokey. Little Smokey. Those little sauces, little Smokies.
Little cocktail weenies.
Yeah,
They're so good.
Little Smokies.
Yeah, you put them like a little sweet sauce, make bring them to a cocktail party.
I'm sure they're carcinogenic, though.
Delicious.
Anyway, so Smokey's being accused. And I guess they're seeking at least $50 million in damages. And Smokey's like, 85 or 86 years old today?
Today? Today's
No.
Oh.
I'm these days.
85 years old.
85. Smokey's when does he turn 86?
He's a
he just turned 85 in February. I mean, I got to be honest. I think Smokey Robinson is the last one. You've heard of Tears of a Clown. It's like Tears of a Housekeeper. Is Smokey Robinson
to our old radio station?
What was he pimping? He was pushing. He was he was endorsing something. Was it a frozen food or something?
It was a product line or something.
Yeah, there was some product that Smokey was pushing, and he came into our old studio when we worked for the other company over on at the other station on Gandy,
and
in South Tampa.
He was there for another radio station, but he came into ours
Yeah.
and spent 15 minutes with us.
I don't care if they start to avoid me. I don't care what they do.
I mean, Smokey Robinson.
I don't care.
And the accusations. I still have an autographed picture from that day. Yeah. Listen, Smokey's so big. Smokey was even memorialized by the group ABC. Yeah. I hear violence. Yes. Smokey sing. Yeah. Everything. Remember the song? You don't remember this?
Of course I do.
You remember? Can you name any other songs by ABC?
No.
You can't think of any other ABC songs? Come on.
No, I really can't. I didn't even know they sang Smokey Says. I've just heard the song before.
Hey, put them up on my board. Put them up.
How many do we have?
Oh, we got a bunch of
Really?
Yeah.
Is 3 a bunch? How many do we have?
Hold on. You never heard of this?
The message
is perfectly simple. The meaning is clear.
Don't ever
stray too far.
And don't disappear.
Be near me?
Don't disappear.
Remember the song? That's ABC. Be near me. Or what about? How about Poison Arrow? Well, you've heard this. That's ABC. Yeah. All right.
Doesn't move my meter. If you're going to play Smokey Robinson stuff, let's not forget his greatest piece of recorded audio, the cameo appearance he made several years ago during the holiday season.
Oh, yeah?
Do you not remember this?
No, I don't. Let me hear it. Go ahead, play it.
You'll appreciate it.
All right, go ahead.
Hey, Marco. How you doing? Surprise, surprise. This is Smokey Robinson. I know you didn't expect to hear from me, but I was contacted by your sons, Jeff and Jared, and they told me that you used to live in Detroit across the street from me, and gosh, that's beautiful.
Oh my!
It's Hanukkah. it's the Jewish.
You never heard that before?
Yeah, we played that years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, we did play that.
Happy Chanukah.
Remember when Cameo was big?
Yeah.
I want to say a couple of years ago. I think we played that exact clip in the past. Well, how do you remember that?
That's the only thing I remember him for. I remember this more than
You don't remember when Smokey sings? You remember Happy Chinooka?
When Smokey sings, that's not his song, that's somebody else's. I think of Chinooka before I think of anything Smokey Robinson actually sang.
Happy Chinooka.
Happy Chinooka.
All right, the best story of the day. I'm saving the best story of the day for right now. The final segment of the MJ Morning Show, the funniest story of the day is this. The raccoon in the front seat of a car smoking a crack pipe.
Dude, we got to bring this up again tomorrow earlier in the show. This is too funny.
Oh, man. A traffic stop was executed in Ohio on Monday. Cops said they found a pet raccoon named Chewy in the front of the car with a meth pipe in his mouth during a traffic stop. Are you freaking kidding me? According to the Springfield Township Police, an officer pulled over 55-year-old Victoria Vidal because she had an active warrant and a suspended driver's license. The officer said he detained Vidal without incident, but then he noticed a raccoon named Chewy sitting in the driver's seat. So after the driver was pulled out, the pet raccoon was then seen in the driver's. Maybe he was going to drive the car home.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to call a friend and remove your vehicle. He's already there.
And the raccoon in the vehicle had a meth pipe in its mouth. So that gave the officers probable cause. You know, when you see a raccoon with a meth pipe in its mouth in the front seat, you know, you want to search the vehicle a little further and see if there's anything else going on.
Do you have the audio from the video?
I do not. So if you can find it, that's fine with me. So they found, upon search, Andrew's got it. So upon searching the vehicle, they found a bulk amount of methamphetamine. They found crack cocaine as well, and 3 used glass pipes, I guess used for meth and crack, charged with possession of drugs. 3 counts of possession of drug paraphernalia. Cited for driving under suspension. You know what? There's a massive charge that's missing here.
What's that?
How do you not charge it with like animal cruelty? The freaking pet raccoon's got a meth pipe. That raccoon might get meth mouth.
The raccoon's little teeth fall out.
Exactly. All rotted. And hey, check the raccoon's face. See if it's all scabbed up. Like a meth addict on an episode of Cops.
The raccoon does look like it's in rough shape.
Oh, my God. The picture is it is unbelievable. The picture from the body cam video shows the raccoon literally holding a meth pipe to its mouth. All right.
Look at the lady's window, her passenger window.
Yeah.
It's a cage, so the raccoon doesn't escape. This is hysterical.
Oh, all right. Andrew, what do you have? Andrew, turn your mic on. All right, so what
I have the body cam.
You have the body cam audio. All right, roll it. Here we go. Listen.
The raccoon has her meth pipe.
As what?
Oh my God. Her meth pipe. For it. That's evidence now.
Oh, I don't want him to have that.
That's why I'm gonna do it. Hey, buddy.
Huh?
It's okay.
Okay, you're on. He'll be here in 2 minutes. I'm right across from my house.
Is that what that
A few minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what she's smoking meth in.
Okay.
The raccoon's playing with her meth pipe.
All right.
What do you? So wait a minute. The cop takes away the meth pipe, and then the raccoon grabs another meth pipe.
Thanks.
There's no way. All right. Enough fun and games.
All right. It's unbelievable. All right, so Fester, you think we ought to bring that back up for tomorrow?
I think it's that funny. I mean, look at her car. It's all caged out over all the windows so the wild animal won't escape. Or not. Either way.
Unfreaking believable.
Yeah.
All right, Andrew, pull the audio. Have it ready for tomorrow. Fester wants us to talk about the meth pipe smoking raccoon.
I mean, pets getting into your drug supplies is
Again.
a real problem.
Yeah, hey, raccoons get into your attic. They get into the chimney. They get into your meth stash.
They do.
As well. I mean, you can't make this crap up, folks. I think we're going to call it a day. I was very happy with today's broadcast. Yeah, we had a lot of good stuff today. All right, with that, we'll say bye-bye. Don't forget, you can still enter the Banco Mother's Day LiftMaster Garage Door Opener Contest. We still have 2 more to give away, number 4 and number 5. Number 4 tomorrow, number 5 on Friday. Why does mom need a garage door opener for Mother's Day? Greatest Mother's Day gift ever. $1,000 garage door opener installed by Banco. Overhead doors, you can bank on Banco. Cash Kitty happens in 7.5 minutes. Cash Kitty is on the way at 10 o'clock. Another word, another chance for you to text it in, win $1,000. So 8 a.m., 10 a.m., 12 noon, 3, and then 5. Your chance to win our national corporate contest. And then, of course, next week, I'm excited about this. Next week, we start giving away $1,000 an hour every single day for 2 weeks here on the MJ Morning Show. Thanks to the Kemp Law Group. $1,000 a day beginning Monday morning in the 6 o'clock hour. Every hour, every day next week, and then every hour, every day the week after. $40,000. The ATMJ is a-coming. All right, folks, if you want to enter the garage door contest, you send an email, why mom needs one, why mom deserves a garage door opener for Mother's Day, and you can enter that at mj@mjmorningshow.com. Folks, have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, and let's be careful out there.
Hear the latest MJ Morning Show podcast on the Q105 app, powered by Anna Jarvis.